I don't know if you're there, Dan, or you're there, Zaz, but something's going on right now. This is David. John, can you confirm you're here?
I'm here.
All right, let me just understand what happened. I go away for one day, and there's some sort of wager that is happening that somehow has you with the possibility, if the Hawks beat the Heat, that you will be working for free. Am I missing something here?
I mean, I prefer the way that you say it is when the Heat beat the Hawks. I'm not working for free, but yeah.
Well, here's the problem with it, and it's fun, and I'm really super happy that I could do some videos and tweets.
Zaz, he's trying to stop it. Zaz, he doesn't think it's a good idea.
Why are you trying to stop it?
Well, here's why: because we're open to a problem. Because we can't have a position, because the Hawks obviously are going to beat the Heat tonight, and so when that happens, which it clearly will, then what? We can't have. We're going to end up having to send you tax forms without any income associated with it. You're going to lose money, and it just makes no sense to me. This whole thing was put together stupidly, in my opinion, and we're going to pay the price for it, Dan.
All right,
but you had no interest.
It sounds like you should be rooting for the Heat then tonight, and just like me, I'm rooting super hard for the Heat like always, but extra stakes on the line tonight. It sounds like you should be rooting for the Heat very hard, David.
Well, no, it doesn't matter who I'm rooting for. I'm just trying to plan for any eventuality. And we're stuck in a position that you put this show together. I haven't even seen any agreements about stakes. And Dan, this is what Dan does, so you just have to be aware of it, that the follow-up is not pleasant.
Okay, listen to this. Listen, Zaz, this is what's happened, okay? I'm going to take you behind the curtain. This is what's happened, okay? Ever since I left ESPN to get away from the man, okay, to like do my own thing, the more corporate our thing has become, the more rules there are. And you can't do this with a pepper, and you can't have races in the street, and and there are liability issues. And Dan, you need a limited liability corporation if somebody falls in the kitchen. And so there's a whole lot of corporate stuff that goes on with they don't want me to go live on the air with you on a bet, okay? Because our sponsored shit is super expensive, Zaz. Like, it's hard to get this stuff on the air and do this for hours at a time when we're all at home, and we're putting a bet in the air that is the night of your life without your wife, the night of your life without your wife. It promises to be the greatest night you've ever had with Pearl Jam. We've got
baby.
2 tickets both nights, great seats, 10 minutes from your house. They're available to you, but Samson will not give them to you if you lose. You will not get those tickets. No, you won't get those tickets. You won't get those tickets if you lose.
Okay. All right. So I was already I'm super excited to be here with you guys. I'm super excited that I'm included. I'm excited in general because this Heat game is going to be fun. But now there's like a tinge of anxiety that has washed over my body over the last few seconds. I don't know. I'm gonna have a lot of agita now.
Zaz, listen, this is the thing, right? Because it's all fun to do it as a bit, right? It's all fun to do it as a bit. But once it clears all the bullshit that you got to do with logistics to do these things the way that you want to do it, because David Sampson is the enemy of. I can't believe he's negotiating with you, and he's doing the shitty negotiation that he did.
I'm not the enemy, Dan. I'm trying to help you with what you want help with, which is to have a professionally run company that you just willy-nilly do things on a whim without thinking about it first.
Okay, I have thought about this, and so this is what we've got. And I'm going to tell you in a moment. Some of these things are embarrassing, Zaslow, okay? Because I'm right now in a room in my house that smells like a lot of steak, like it's very expensive steak from Prime 112. Because yes, listen to what's happening here, okay? So I'm a little breathless, okay, because I've just come from down the street, and and there's like a whole presentation, and I didn't want all that. All I wanted was to be able to eat a steak with giant steaks, because Zaslow, no lie, this is the biggest Heat game of your life, is it not? Is it not?
I've been there in person, all the massive Heat games, but there has never been mixed in Pearl Jam, which is the love of my life. All right. They love me. I love them. And I have never had Pearl Jam on the line, as if the Miami Heat season being over is not stakes enough for me. You're mixing in Pearl Jam. This is gonna be something tonight. I'm very, very nervous.
Okay, but so no lie, we can say this, right? If you go with your son, it promises to be the best night of your life. Yes.
There is nothing I enjoy more in my life than that. Yes.
Okay, so why are you laughing, Samson? You've never cared about anything that much? You've never cared about anything?
That's even more asinine than the bet to say that. I mean, I feel for him that this would then be the greatest night of his life.
Zaz, no, twice. But greatest night of his life twice. If he wins this game, David, you don't know how it is to feel things as a sports fan, David. You don't know how it is. You don't.
I resemble that. I really do. I used to. I lost it. I still have it. I don't have it.
I still have it.
Just saying, it's pathetic, Zaz, that'll be the greatest night. Now I'm happy for Eddie that you did that. But here's the thing. I don't understand what's going to happen once the Hawks win, because then you don't get to go to Pearl Jam, but then it's got to be even greater because the stakes, what Dan told me is he wants the stakes even higher than that. And he did something without getting permission from anybody. Well, that really is not proper.
So now here's the problem, Zaslow. This is the problem, okay? This is the problem. Mm-hmm. And we'll start here in a second. I'm sorry because we're about to have a log jam, okay? I'm just going to start calling my friends and raising the pressure on this because what I wish to do, and they've told me this is bare bones. You can't just throw one of these things on the air, Dan. What are you doing? I said, I want Zaslow's face on the screen all the time. He is the face of the Miami Heat Twitter. He is the face of Miami Heat broadcasting. He is the face of Miami Heat. I win rings as a broadcaster. He's the face of the Miami Heat have made me hugely relevant for 15 years. I'm a rising star at ESPN Radio, and it's because the Heat helped make me because I was one of their voices and faces when they were winning championships, and I have the 2 rings to prove it. I have the
two-time champion broadcaster. That's right, 2-time.
Zaslow, how many things in your closet are Heat-related, Heat merchandise, shirts from 15 years ago?
A hell of a lot. I mean, all those shirts that would be on the backs of the chairs, they're all up in my closet.
How many of them?
40, 50?
Does your wife hate all of them?
She hates it because, this is more laundry for me. Stop bringing home clothes.
Yes, that's right. Because you're an idiot. Because you're a giant toddler. Because you get too much belief and identity out of your Heat run. And so therefore the stakes on this, Samson, are very real. Like this is going tonight will hurt Zaslow. And I wanted close up on his face, but they're telling me we can't do that. They're like, Dan, we got one producer who wants to work on Saturday night and somebody's got a funeral. And it's like, you got nobody tonight. Nobody wants to work. Samson, before I start, just explain to me, please, what the danger is over the next 3 hours, because I'm going to call Wilbon, I'm going to call Stephen A, I'm going to call Windhorse, I'm going to call everybody, I'm going to call Amin, I'm going to see if we could just like turn this into how much pressure can we put on Zaz as either the Heat season is extinguished, Zaz, and that one hurts, and it feels like, oh shit, 15 years of this, and this is how it ends against the Hawks. The Hawks stink. Does
Wilbon know that I spent many a years calling him Benny the Bull?
Well, here's the thing. Windhorse knows that he made him his your inaugural tool of the week.
But I feel like without going through the whole thing with Windhorse and I are on good enough terms now because I've had him on my shows on ESPN several times now at least.
All right, so I don't care what kind of terms you're on with Windhorse. I just want to throw everything at you tonight. So, Samson, just tell me what last words here before you get out of here. What are the legitimate dangers? What do I have to write down? Mike Ryan's not here. Billy's not working. We don't have a lot of gatekeepers here tonight. What do I need to know before we get started?
So, first of all, you need to know it's Friday night. Second of all, you need to understand that the Pearl Jam tickets are fine, Dan. Take them away from him. When the Hawks win, I'm totally fine with that. That's not a corporate issue. But you cannot have Zaz work for you and do shows without remuneration. He's got to get paid, Dan. So that's it.
No, that's not going to happen. So you got it.
Well, he's going to get paid because the Heat are going to win, and everything's going to be great.
Dan, you can't listen to me, Dan, before you start the show.
No. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. No. Fuck off, Samson. Fuck off. Fuck all the way. Fuck all the way. Fuck all the way off.
It's a great Brian Cox impression.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Dan. It's great to be here.
Jeremy, please give us a pregame. I was supposed to do the pregame, and I'm already behind because legitimately, like, Samson doesn't want us to be doing this because he thinks it's dangerous.
I don't think there's anything dangerous about watching two near playoff teams square off against each other in a really epic moment on a Friday night in April, Dan. Look, this is one
Can
of
you
the
stop talking like a
stranger-
Can you stop talking like a broadcastery guy and just talk like a human being?
Yeah, all right, I can do that. So this is one of the weirder Friday night games to watch, just sort of generally, because it feels like outside of maybe the Grizzlies, most fan bases watching these games tonight want their teams to lose. And that's a very strange thing, and it seems like a comment on where we are in terms of the way that like fans are educated. But in terms of this game, like you're looking at the Hawks that might just blow everything up, including trading away Trey Young if they don't win this game and have some sort of success in competing with Cleveland and starting from scratch there. And the Heat obviously have plenty of things that these individual players want to prove, right? Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero look at this as a big game because they want an opportunity to square off against Cleveland as lead dogs on their own. And, last year, after only winning one game against Boston, they both, went and worked on individual things, came back as better players now. And it's between that and the experience that the rookies can get on both teams. These are big games. And to me, I'm really excited to see these two teams compete again because they've gone at it all year long and the Hawks have come out the victor more often than not.
He's throwing that to you, Zaslow. I was busy looking at I was looking at my background. I was looking at my background and I thought I was fuzzy. And one of the reasons they don't want me to do this, don't trust me live, is because I'm going to be getting drinks in a second. And I was having problems with the technology over here. So I had the Marlins game on by accident because I can't find the right remote control. There are too many
Harper
things.
Already homered.
There are too many things. I saw it 2-0 and I'm like, why is it on this? Why is it on this game? I was looking for the Heat. And then I got, let me ask you this question. Where's Eric Reed right now? If I called Eric Reed and he joined us, would you like that, Zaslow? Is he allowed to broadcast? But is he allowed to broadcast the game tonight?
No. ESPN and TNT have the games, the playing games exclusively.
All right, let's call Eric Reed. Let's see if he wants to join us as well. But I'm sorry, Jeremy, I interrupted you because I want basketball to gather around and watch the stakes. They're going to make Zaslow's head explode. If this game is close late and Zaslow has on the line what he has on the line, that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's the part that's so fun, Zaz. Like a game that you already should care about, and now you get to add these.
I do care about the game on its own, and I'll tell you, it's been a while since I've kicked a hole in my television after a Heat loss. Like I thought I was past that. I thought those days were long behind me. I'm not a child anymore where I have to hide the remote control so that I don't pick up the remote control and chuck it at the television. I thought those days were gone. I'm a little bit concerned that I'm going to relapse tonight.
Yeah, this is the Heat are bound to make you frustrated tonight at the very least, because this has been one of the most frustrating seasons.
I mean,
the
here's
game why.
The night was great.
And that's exactly why. That's why. Because I couldn't tell you a time this season where the Heat have had, outside of beating Charlotte to end a losing streak and then crushing Golden State, it's rare that you find back-to-back complete games for the Heat, especially where they lead front to end. So there's bound to be a moment tonight where the Heat go down 8, 10, 12 points. It's just a matter of when the Hawks go on their run, either did the Heat have a big enough lead to where they can hold on to it, similar about how that went against Chicago,
Zaz,
or can they actually dominate?
Forgive Jeremy. Zaz, do you believe in Tyler Hero?
I do. Yes, I love now. Do I trust him to make the right decision at the end of the game? We're only a few games removed from down by 5 with seconds remaining. He takes a 3-pointer instead of an open layup. All right. So do I trust his decision making late in the game? Not so much. But overall, yeah, I love him. That's my dog. He was my boy the other night.
I think what's good news for you, Zaz, is through most of this season, the thing that has been the growth for Tyler Hero, the thing that makes people around Miami want him to be the most improved player, is his decision-making. And you saw it on display against the Bulls. Like, he was in complete and utter control of that game on the offensive end. And look, coming down to the final moments, he and Bam both have struggled all year long. It's a big part of the reason this team was 5, 6, 7 games under 500 for most of the year, because they kept collapsing late. But the hope would be, if you're the Miami Heat side and you're looking to see this move forward, is that the moment that these guys end up late in games, they've been there enough in close games that they're going to be able to come through in these moments.
I mean, look, they just flashed the Hawks starting lineup on our screen here. That's a bunch of busters right there. Come on now. Come on.
All right. Well, hold on. For the Heat, you got Hero, Burks, Wiggins, Ware, Bam, and Trey Young is starting for the Hawks.
My guys tonight. It's my crew.
Okay, you stop interrupting me. Trey Young, don't get carried away, okay, Zaz? Like, it's early, all right? It's early. I don't need you interrupting me yet, okay? The other people on our show do enough of that, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
But, like, if he hits a big shot, I'm going to get excited. You know, it doesn't matter.
No, I don't want you to get too excited. Not yet. It's early. Please, I need you to pace yourself. At the end of this game, I want to zoom in on your face because I think it's going to be bloated. I think it's going to be red. I think you're going to be scared. I think Zaz, what's the biggest bet you've ever made in your life before this?
Oh, I mean, we used to dabble in college. I mean, I almost had to call home and ask Dad for money. So we've made wagers.
Okay, I'm not okay, but this wager for on your kids, on dreams, on your getting your wife mad, on stakes, on legitimate stakes for you tonight.
It's been a long time since I've had a wager like this. I'm very, very nervous. I'm very nervous.
What do you mean it's been a long time? You've had a wager like this?
I just told you college. I just told you money. Money is the biggest wager that I've had outside of this.
No,
money.
But there's no wager like this. Zaslow, you're going to be working for 3 months for free. Do you know how much money that is? It's more than whatever you were betting in college. What kind of idiot are you?
You know, it's interesting that you say it like that because that's exactly the way my wife said it to me.
But do you not understand the bet you've made?
This is the thing, Dan. And I feel like you keep glossing over this, and you haven't really made note of it the first few minutes here of the broadcast. Dan, I believe that Heat are going to win this game. Matter of fact, right now it's a shutout. It's 4-0 Miami. I think the Heat are going to win this game.
It's more than that. It's 7-0. I'm
okay. Now we're cooking with gas.
Wait a minute.
I'm also ahead of Zaslow. Yeah, I'm with you, Dan.
Zaslow, we got to get on the right time. I'm going to get back on the Marlins game because I'm going to hit the wrong button. We got to get on the right time here. I'm looking at. I'm using a TiVo. Look, nobody uses these anymore. I'm using a TiVo.
And let me remind the people for Zaslow what's on the line here. We're looking at the potential of Zaslow going to not one but 2 Pearl Jam shows with his son, a band they've bonded over through his son's childhood, Zaslow's favorite band. 2 of those shows with great seats down here and getting to work for money on our show. But if the Hawks win, so that's if the Heat win. If the Hawks win, no tickets to Pearl Jam at all, and he works for free.
Zaz, wait a
multiple
minute.
months.
Zaz, I'm not joking here when I say this, okay? And this is why Samson told me, Dan, you cannot do this. Like, there are legal ramifications. And so this is what's happening. I'm running back and forth to a steakhouse.
Why?
What?
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a business guy. I don't understand why there's legal ramifications. But anyway.
Zaslow, look, if corporate is so able to be smarter than the average lunkhead who cares about his Heat so much that he doesn't understand basic math, money, and gambling. If you don't understand the work that we're going to bury you in for 3 months for free, that you will get no money for, that if you had to do for what you would normally get paid for it, I assure you that sum of money is greater than any that you were betting in college by, I'm going to say, hundreds of thousands of dollars, given that you are now a star at ESPN Radio and you know how much you get paid to do these things?
Serious question. Do you think the Hawks right now are worried that they're not going to score tonight?
It's 10-0. Bam just hit a fadeaway jumper,
Woo!
And it forces a Hawks timeout just 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Better talk it over, Quint Snyder. You don't know what to do. Better talk it over. Call that timeout.
Put it on the poll, please. Do you still have a TiVo? These are the embarrassments that are going to happen tonight.
They did.
It's why. Look,
Dan, it's already on the poll. There's a poll in the YouTube chat. They put it on the poll. Do you still have TiVo? And thus far, 96% of the respondents say no.
All right. They're doing a better show than I am. They're doing it faster than I am. Okay. All right. So listen, I've got to explain to you guys what's happening. And I got a bunch of steak in the room here. Okay. My wife is a pescatarian. She cares about animals. The dog is going a little bit crazy. And I am in a room where I'm responsible for all of the technology. It's not like the normal 1,000 producers I need to keep me upright every week. And you guys all know, and I'm sure you mock me, that what do you like? 10. I'm sure you mock it. Zaslow, look, it's too Zaslow, it's too early to be interrupting me. Don't get cocky game face here. If you get cocky game face early, you know the Heat blow leads. Zaslow, all year.
Cortez is already saying Hawks poverty ass franchise, bunch of losers, man, in the chat.
Well,
I'm not there yet, by the way. I'm
no.
not there. I won't be there till there's 2 minutes left in this game, if that.
All right, Jeremy, hold on. Cortez in the chat. I've been begging Cortez. I need help getting the steaks up the stairs. I've got giant gourmet plates from the 1950s that Prime 112 has given me because, like, I told Miles I needed a single steak for you and a single steak for me, Zaslow. One for me, one for you. Miles, for those of you who do not know, is like 20-year gangster restaurant guy. What happened, Jeremy?
Amin's here.
Yes, thank you. Don't interrupt me. What kind of amateur are you? Yes,
I was looking at him.
I was telling a story. Thank you, Jeremy. Good production. Yes, Amin's here. Good professionalism. We're doing a broad. Jeremy, we're doing broad. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Can I ask Amin something?
I mean, you got to be kidding me.
The hell with your story, Dan.
Something about that guy with the steaks.
No, but this is important. Amin, do you think the Hawks are going to score tonight?
Yes, I do. I believe they will score.
Good contribution. I'm glad we interrupted everything for that. I mean, it's why we brought you on for your expert analysis. Thank you for providing it.
You got it,
Dan. Bored? Where are you coming from? Why are you an exhausted podcaster?
That's my tag whenever I log in to StreamYard, and I'm an exhausted podcaster because I literally just got in from the airport. This is what I was wearing doing the show earlier. For all the people at home, like, just make the connection of, like, the show ended. Now, all that time in between, Amin was basically packing, then going to the airport, then flying, then coming back from the airport, then unpacking his laptop.
Why are you sitting central? Why are you sitting centrally on the bed? And Cortez, can you just get me the Don Bailey ad? Can someone get the ability to put pictures on the screen and just put up that local Don Bailey ad of Don Bailey on a carpet laying centrally with beige colored underwear? Please tell me we can do this. Do we have the capacity to do anything like that? I mean, why are you laying centrally on the bed, please?
Because there's no other place in my house with the proper acoustics, privacy, and also a TV for me to be able to view everything.
Do you guys know I'm sorry, go ahead.
The answer is never as interesting as people want it to be.
No, it wasn't terribly interesting, but it still could. I mean, he's going to keep flopping around and.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. It's all right. It's all right. It is 10-0. Your thoughts, Amin?
I am literally turning my TV on right now, so the first thing I see will be the first impression I have.
Okay. So are you worried? Are you worried that this is going to be uneventful, and by the end of it, it's just not going to be interesting at all, and we all wasted our time? Zaslow was right. It was done inside of That's Amin. That's who you are right there. Look, that's what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Don Bailey's carpets. Why is that a carpet ad?
That is.
Why would that be like? I want to sell carpets. You know what's going to sell carpets? Me lying like this. He's in great shape, though. I'll give him that.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, that's an icon. Zaslow, you can tell the people. Don Bailey's son is an icon in this town.
Yep.
Yeah, that family. That is an iconic billboard in Miami. Yep.
The Baileys are local royalty, I would say, local sports royalty, and it all began with that man Seaman, and you can see it right there. Look at it; you can see it right there. He was creating a Hurricane legend that played opposite Joe Zagacki as the voice of the Miami Hurricanes, and Don Bailey Jr. Was never as impressive as his old man.
The Hawks have a point.
Oh, they've scored.
I told you.
All right,
called
I
it.
need you guys. Can you guys do me a favor? I have to go get water and tequila. Just handle it here for a little bit, and I'll be right back.
We can do that.
Yeah, very good. I like though. Actually, I like that Dan said that he's going to get a drink because, like, I don't know what the rules are.
Right.
I want, like, I'm going to ask my wife now to pour and bring me a drink. I don't know if that's
I'm
okay.
drinking
But
coffee. I'm drinking coffee.
no, I want to have a drink. So, like, I guess that's appropriate. We're allowed to do that then, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't a very official platform right here. This is,
Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's what we're
I
gonna
had
do,
to
because-
restart my DirecTV receiver because for some reason it wasn't connecting. So I still don't know what's happening in this game.
Well, by the time you connect, you'll see Zachary Richarche hit an and one. So the Heat now lead 12-7. So it was a 10-0 game, and that's a 7-2 run for the Atlanta Hawks.
I would say that first of all, by the time I connect, I'll be ahead of you because I don't stream. My thing is actual satellite TV.
Will you pause for us?
No, I will provide spoilers the whole time. That's what I love doing.
I really would hate if you did that. I'd really prefer that
like
you didn't.
so. In one of my group chats with my buddies, whenever I'm at a game, particularly if I'm at a Warriors game, all I do is just like, oh my god, you'll never believe what Steph just did, and they hate it.
When you're in person, it's way ahead for people who are streaming. It's a good couple of minutes. It's crazy.
That's a constant thing I deal with on ESPN when I'm doing shows and like there's a game going on at the same time that I'm on. Their feed is always like 60 seconds ahead of me. And I'm the one who's like on the air and need to give updates, you know?
Yeah, there's a weird rule about updates, right? Like you can't update too much.
Well, no, you're not allowed to do play-by-play if you're not, the broadcast rights. So
right.
I give the play-by-play and then I shout out to everyone, I'm streaming, I'm 60 seconds behind. This is not real play-by-play. So no one's allowed to get mad at me.
There you go. That's a workaround.
It's actually really smart. Yeah, that's the right way to do it.
I give that disclaimer every time.
Man.
What are the things, Amin, that we should actually, like from a basketball standpoint, before the game starts to evolve too much, what are the things that you were looking for in this matchup that like stood out to you for either team to be able to take advantage?
Well, I mean, obviously, Tyler Hero in the matchup with Dyson Daniels, would he be able to be as assertive as he was against the Chicago Bulls? Izzy brought up a great point that at one point Tyler Hero made this incredible move and screamed at Kevin Huerter, "You can't effing guard me!" And to which Izzy was like, "No shit, man!" Like,
right?
Kevin Huerter's like, "Yeah, I can guard anybody." Like, that's not something to be proud of. So, that kind of confidence and that kind of efficiency, could he bring it against perhaps the best perimeter defender in the NBA right now?
Can I actually ask you? I mean, like the first half of this season, the Hawks were like a fun team.
Yeah,
what's wrong for them?
Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson
was huge.
hurt. If Jalen Johnson had stayed healthy, what the hell? If Jalen Johnson had stayed healthy, I would posit that they would have been a 6 seed. They wouldn't even been in the play-in. He's that good. He's incredible, and he was incredible for them offensively. I see the delay now. There's a little bit of delay.
You're way behind me too, because I'm
hit
far
a pause
ahead of
button,
you.
help a brother out, so we could all be together.
Amin, are you pausing?
I'm still dealing with issues here.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to
main receiver.
I'm gonna pause. Zaslow, what's happening presently for you?
Hold on, guys.
Trey Young is on the free throw line. They're
at the line. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna
tell
do.
you when he gets the ball.
The moment the ball is inbounded to the Heat, I will pause, and then you do the same thing. Or if they get if they get a rebound, right? I will unpause.
Okay.
So for me,
good. Thank you.
They just took the ball out and passed in. I paused. Okay, so that's where we'll be.
All right, I'm waiting on
5 minutes, and this is for everyone on the screen. It's 5 minutes and 42 seconds. So everyone watching along with us, pause at 5 minutes 42 seconds. The moment that the ball is inbounded to Davion Mitchell, that's where we are. And the moment Zaz catches up, he can pause, and on 3, we'll get together.
That'd be cool.
That's where we are right now. Look,
so unpause now.
Right now.
Yep.
All right, unpaused. Cool. All right. Good news
for
the Heat.
Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! Where'd you get that?
So I got to tell you guys the story because the room is filled with meat, and this is a giant hot dog. In order to get this broadcast on, it had to be sponsored, and so they sent me a bunch of meat. I insisted on being paid in meat, and they sent way too much because the Prime 112 is excessive. But Prime 112 is sponsoring this. And that's the reason Michael Wilbon is going to come on with us later, because he wants to do his first commercial in the history of journalism for a product, because he loves Prime 112 so much. Because Michael Wilbon eats that. And so the guy got very carried away because I asked him Zaz, I said, one giant steak for you, one giant steak for me. It'll just be a joke, right? It'll be optics. It'll be funny. Ha ha. I'll eat one bite. Hey. Giant steaks. But no, he murdered like several cows for this. And there's a beef back here. Zaz, there's a beef back here that's like $500 or something crazy like that.
That's a legit glizzy you got there, Dan.
I can't have any of it, Zaz.
What?
Zaz, I can't have any of it. Like, I can have some of the sausage and some of the proteins, but like I can't, certain meats I can't have. So it's like, yeah.
I feel like you've ordered a level of torture for yourself just to be akin to Zaz, because the fact that you would bring all of that into your home and then can't eat it is a different kind of
I needed a sponsor because it's expensive to sponsor us. Zaslow didn't want to do it, and the whole thing is dangerous. Like this,
I live on
I'm not
the edge.
kidding. I think people might think we're joking, but no, I am tired of not being able to do things the way that we want to do them. And so there were planning and logistics, and you can't do this and you can't do that. And so we shouldn't be doing this. Like, we can't bet like this with these kinds of stakes with Zaslow and then just start like infringing on the broadcasts and doing a whole bunch of shit with what we're doing. David Sampson was trying to legitimately stop it because this is a technical live nightmare.
Why is this a nightmare?
Because Samson thinks that so if the Heat lose, and this is good for anyone who's just tuning in now, if the Heat lose, they're threatening to not give me the Pearl Jam tickets, and I also have to work throughout the Panthers run for free without pay. Samson somehow thinks, I don't know what he knows about business, but Samson somehow thinks that this is like a legality issue. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm an adult. Can I do what I want? But then he starts mentioning tax forms and W-4. And then I got really bored and I almost slipped into a coma. But that's apparently what's going on.
So Samson,
and I said to him, hey, how about just the Heat win? And then we don't have to worry
then we don't have to worry about it.
And I like the idea that Samson thinks that, like, should the Heat lose and you have to come into work, the IRS is going to be like, get me the pay stubs for those 8 dates. There's 8 maximum dates, by the way, because we're assuming a lot when we say 8 dates for the Panthers run.
Remember that run that the Panthers went on in the Stanley Cup playoffs in 2025? Yeah. Zaslow was working a lot without getting paid.
8 dates, and I don't see any of it in this paperwork over here.
Oh,
what's
wait
happening?
a minute. Wait, Zaslow, hold on. So you guys want to laugh at this. Zaslow, tell them the story of your Christmas bonus, how we found out that your Christmas.
Oh, my God. All right. Yeah.
That's a subject for your boy.
All right. So are we able to use names, or should we say person X?
No. Be careful. Well, look, okay, Zaz, I don't know what the legalities on this are.
Oh, I want names. I want names.
Just no, do me a favor, Zaz. Let's not do this in the first quarter, shall we? Let's wait till
I like how I'm being scolded now for something I didn't bring up.
No, I want to talk about it. I want people to hear the story because it's funny. It's the thing that Samson wants me to stop doing. Like ESPN didn't want me doing shit like this, and I never understood it. I'm like, why wouldn't you just give people a little money on the side? And they're like, no, Dan, you got to go tax forms and everything else. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's just a couple $100 for people working at radio. Nobody's making any money.
Is anyone making any money doing this?
Couple of $100 was definitely so important to 25-year-old me.
You guys make money to work here?
Yeah. Shout out to We're the Millers. Hey, chat. What's going on in the chat? Zaslow is too funny.
Tell them the story. Zaslow,
yeah, okay, so I mean, we're going back.
And by the way, this is the small steak. Can you see this?
Tilt?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That's the
nice.
small.
Oh my God.
And here, this is something I do want to put out there in the first quarter. if I were to, I can't have this. If I were to give this away to a local Heat fan and just go downstairs and give it to them, like,
Awesome.
am I allowed to do that? Does anyone charge around here? Like,
Well,
is that dangerous?
that's dangerous because if the person gets sick, then they're gonna be like, "Why? Oh, what'd you eat?" I was like, "I had Dan Le Batard's mystery steak that he claims was from Prime 112," but I don't know.
Yeah, but it was clearly human flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking like 18, 19 years ago. I'm making nothing doing radio at $7.90 the ticket. And, like everyone that age makes nothing in local radio.
Yeah.
And Dan was super nice, although I didn't know this at the time. I was told by someone at the radio station, that there's a bonus coming my way. It's not a lot, but there's a bonus. I'm like, oh, that's amazing, And just time would go by. Where's the bonus? Where's the bonus? Where's the bonus? I kept getting the runaround. And yeah, I never got it. Matter of fact, at one point, I was given the bonus, via check. And I went to cash it. And there was no money in the account.
It bounced?
The bank threw me away. They're like, there's nothing here. And I'm like,
honestly say, never had a check bounce in my life.
It was supposed to be my bonus. And I'm like, all right, that sucks. It's like, I went back. I'm like, yeah, the check bounced. Like, oh, let me check. I don't know what's going on there. Well, so the moral of the story, or I don't think it's a moral, but I got no money.
The immoral of the story.
Yeah, the immoral of the story. I got no bonus. And later on, I actually found out that, it wasn't a bonus from the company. It was Dan. Dan, sprinkled a bit of money for all the people like me at the station to get a few $100 for a little Christmas bonus. And you could take a guess at where that money went.
Well, no, they can't, because it was gambled away by somebody who was in charge. That's what's happened after he promised that he was going to give it to them. And I'm not going to go around. I'm not going to go around saying, hey, did you get your bonus? Did you get your bonus? Hey, did you get your bonus?
Right. None of us knew that it was Dan. Dan didn't want us to know.
Hey, wink, wink. You get that $150 I gave you? You think you're sugar daddy?
Right. But I only found out months and months later, because I probably mentioned something like, man, you believe this motherfucker? Like, I didn't get any of the money. And then Dan was like, what? What do you mean? And that's where I found out that Dan was like, well, I'm the one who gave it. And that sucks, because now my money was,
nobody
stolen?
got it. Like, that was, I didn't even know. I didn't know it was stolen until like 2 years later, or 18 months later.
Right.
Follow-up question. So is this right around the time of the big Super Bowl party at the Versace mansion?
No, this was after that. After that. I'll never forget, man. We were doing our shows there. I was doing the show with Book Shambi. Fucking Kanye West just walking around. Like, and it wasn't like there was a lot of people. There was no one there but us.
That was a good party. No, that's the best party in the history of sports radio.
No, but I'm saying this is like 11 a.m. We're doing the show. We're doing a show during the day. So like no one, like Kanye rented a room there, and so like he just woke up. And
Tom Cruise did. Tom Cruise was staying there. Look, no.
Wow.
Zaz.
It's like there's Kanye. He just woke up.
There is no dispute that this was the greatest party thrown in the history of sports radio. For a week. It lasted a week.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it was nutty. Versace mansion doing shows. Why?
Crazy. Yeah, why? But also, why not? Why not? I miss the days of big swings like that.
Those were the days. Now I'm sitting there running down the street to get some steak so I could get us sponsored tonight, and run into a bedroom in my house to spit into a microphone.
Zaz, take us behind your into the behind the scenes here of your little broadcasting nook. What's
the Zaslow Mansion Studios?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I mean, right here, that's Jimmy Butler from the 23 playoffs. That's him going crazy after he makes the 3-pointers against the Bucks, and he's yelling, this is what I fucking do. Whatever. That's that picture of Jimmy. Amazing. This right here is Matthew Tkachuk. That's my dog. That's right after he scored the game winner with 4 seconds left to send the Panthers to the Stanley Cup final in 2023. And he's, skating over to the bench, and they're all hugging him. One of the greatest moments of my life. And right here is this one right here. It's one of those like graphics that they make up, those like playbook plays where they send you famous plays. And that right there, at the time, what was the biggest goal, but it's certainly not anymore. when Billy Lindsay scored the series winner for the Panthers back in 1996 when he beat Ray Bork to score the goal. So that's the play there. And these are mixed tiles. These are my mixed tiles. Me and all my favorite people from work.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, are those like the official show picture where it's like Zaz, Joy, and Amber in the morning or whatever, and it's like the three guys together?
Like this one actually is that, because there's Amber and that's Romberg and that's me right there. So yeah, that is one of them. There's Joy. Joy's right there. It's not a show pic, but there's Joy, and got some fun pictures.
I don't think I've ever taken one of those pictures. I did. No, I never did. I never took one of those pictures. They just took. Oh, let me mute that. They just took an existing ESPN stock photo of me, and then they just photoshopped me next.
I always see the picture of you on NBA radio. I guess when you do whichever show it is sometimes, and you're all looking very official and wearing a suit.
With a suit, right? Yeah, that's the old.
Hold on, but can I ask you guys a question? I'm dead serious about this because fandoms are different and people are different. The things in your rooms, Zaslow, like the thing that the one that you're proudest of is.
Oh, well, I mean, right there. I don't know you could see it. That's me. Those are my 2 championship rings.
Right. And so you do that and then look at Jeremy's background.
Yeah, what do you got? Like scenery? You got music.
No,
couple Emmys?
My prizes.
My beautiful wife.
I'm a fan of me. She's a fan of me.
Hey, yeah. I have a lot of pride in my regional Emmys, and I'm gonna display them for everyone to see because you can't tell how big or small those are in comparison to the real Emmy, Dan.
Wait,
you
are they
no
small?
Idea.
Are they not the same size?
I think they're slightly smaller than the Emmy that someone would get at a national Emmy. I think.
Wait, are they baby Emmys? Toddler Emmys you got? I don't have any Emmys, so I'm not but are they?
Yeah, I mean, they work. It feels like a proper size. It's got a nice.
How many of them do you have?
I only have 2. Hopefully more sometime soon.
Only. That's
I'm looking to have enough to put them across the whole shelf.
I've been at Jason Jackson's house, and Jax in his the Jax Muto triangle is what he calls it.
Of course he does.
Where he's got 3 TVs. And in the back is just like a wall of Emmys. And I always point out that, and these are all regional, man. They don't count the same. He doesn't.
Yeah, but if you add them all up, right? How many? 3,
put all your, put them in a box.
1. Right.
Put all your regional Emmys in a box.
I'll take it. I got pictures of all the people that I like working with. That's what we got going on.
I've just got to.
Oh, there's my dog. There's my hero, Glenn Rice. That's me and Glenn Rice right there. Yep.
Oh,
I was thinking about this with Zaz. There's that photo of me. Zaz, I was thinking about this in the way that you said you bond with your son over Pearl Jam, and I was thinking, there must be something about like Jewish men who like sports and their sons bonding over raspy white singers, because there is a framed photo of Bruce Springsteen right behind me, one of my prized possessions that I purchased with my dad. My very first concert, 7 years old, going to see the Rising tour.
Why?
Bruce Springsteen.
Why would your dad waste money and time taking
Because it was the time of my life, and I still love Bruce Springsteen. We bonded over it. It worked. Yeah. His indoctrination of I'm going to force this kid to love Bruce Springsteen worked. But that's where we're at. Hey, look. All I know is it led to this moment where the Heat are leading 33-24 at the end of the first quarter.
Goddamn
so
right.
That's all that matters.
My TV is working now. I'm going to pause right when we get out of this quarter break, commercial break.
Okay.
And then when you guys are there, let me know so I can hit play.
Okay, that's perfect. That way we'll all be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, 9-point lead. It was 9 quick points from Andrew Wiggins. He was 3 of 3 from the field initially, but then
how about the Hawks? They cut it. The Hawks cut it to 3. The Heat answer. Come on.
I mean, is Davion Mitchell any good?
Yes, I think he's a good basketball player. I think the thing that has been said about him as he's bounced around the league a little bit is maybe someone who doesn't read the room well. Okay, I paused. We got an aerial shot of Atlanta right now, so whenever you guys are on that aerial shot, let me know and I'll hit play.
Zaz, how many times have you seen Pearl Jam, Zaz? How many times?
27.
27 times.
Yeah.
That's many times. You understand? I'm close personal friends with J. Cole, and I haven't seen him 27 times.
Whoa, where's the look at
look at me, Louis.
Close personal, friends.
Good
Look
Lord.
look at
Oh,
me.
look at that picture
There it
right
is.
there. Look
Aerial
at that.
shot. Aerial shot of
Yeah,
Atlanta.
aerial shot.
All right.
Don't-
So on the count of 3, we'll press play.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Got it.
Look at that picture right there. That's me. I'm on the left. I don't know if you guys could tell. Hat's back.
That's beautiful.
That's me and my son, Corey. And that is a few months ago seeing Pearl Jam at Fenway Park.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That had to be
Yeah.
amazing.
You guys do trips and everything, huh?
Yeah. That's why that's why this is so important. They never come here. And they're here next week.
What determines this is a Pearl Jam show that I'm going to travel to go see versus not?
Oh, just whatever's convenient. Like if I can make it. I normally like to go on the East Coast. It's just easier to get there, and whatever's convenient timing wise. And yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Zaslow, what if the Heat play in the playoffs at the same time as Pearl Jam is playing, as one of those concerts is playing? What happens there? Like, how does this work out? Is this going to be? Would it be like Game 2 against Cleveland? Oh my God, George Niang! I love the fact that that's the only guy in the NBA who has a pear-shaped body.
Dan's ahead.
So Dan's way ahead.
Dan's way ahead of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to you guys at all while you were talking. I was
There he
pouring
is.
my tequila.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, we just did it right now.
Okay, so it's never happened before. I've never been at a Pearl Jam show where one of my teams are playing in a playoff game, and it was the first thing I did. What this Heat's first round schedule would be, and it does not coincide with any of these shows. But the Panthers do play on the 2 days that Pearl Jam is here. Luckily, though, the Panther game is before the show. It's early, actually. So I've lucked out, but this is something that I've thought about for many, many years. What would I do if the Heat were playing a playoff game? Like, what if it's the NBA Finals? Heat are in the finals, and I got tickets to Pearl Jam. You're like, what do I do? That's.
So this is
I can't imagine missing a Heat Finals game. That makes no sense. So
Zaz, this reminds me of one of the greatest stories in live music history. So everyone knows that Prince was a huge NBA fan.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I think this is Jay Adande who told me the story, but someone who was covering the NBA back then said that Prince had a concert at the same time as the '96 finals. And so what he had them do is wheel 2 TVs, one just stage right and one just stage left.
Yep.
And then he would like play, and then he'd go to the right side of the house and like do a solo guitar thing, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Prince is playing for us!" And all he was doing was watching the game.
That's
And then he'd walk over to the other side and do the same thing on the other side and watch.
Do we think it's true?
Like, absolutely,
I believe it. I believe
absolutely
it for sure.
Everything I've heard about him being a
biggest lead of the night.
Nut. Oh,
Zaslow, you got to stop interrupting the expert when he's talking.
Oh, but hold on.
About his
Exciting.
story.
Boom.
Big 3 in
Exciting.
transition. I think I'm a little behind you guys.
All right,
No,
now
that's what I just saw. I just saw the 3.
Now we got to do the whole thing again. Now it's
Right.
my fault. I was staring longingly at George Niang. I do love that there's a player in the NBA that is shaped like me. This pleases me. There's only one, and there's only been one for several years, and I'm pleased that he's bouncing around the leagues with a little jiggle in his giggle.
A little jiggle in his giggle.
Well, he's just look. You're going to tell me he doesn't look like me.
Yes, I am going to say he doesn't look like you. You're being incredibly ambitious by saying that you are
No,
shaped
come on.
the same.
I've been
I
amazed.
like your self-image.
Listen.
I mean, how about that? Hat?
I'm all for body positivity, Dan. This is a good thing. I'm proud of you.
I mean, put it on the poll at LeBatard Show. Does Dan look like George Niang, or is he shaped like George Niang?
Shaped like George Niang, yeah.
Yes, I fell in love with his run to the Sweet 16 for Iowa State because I was so in love with the fact that he was shaped like me, and he's been shaped like me for 10 years, and I can't believe he's still in the league. Like I really can't believe it.
He's looked 35 since he was 19.
Yeah. Boris Diaw, someone said in the chat, Boris Diaw's a good call. Boris Diaw, maybe, Dan. You like late stage Boris Diaw?
That's great.
A little bit closer.
Late stage, I love that. Late stage Boris Diaw.
Sounds like a disease.
That's right. That's how
I was diagnosed with late stage.
Jeremy, that's what the late stage was. Get out of here. Jeremy, get out of here. Jeremy, leave. That's it. We're done with Jeremy.
Fine.
That's
it was fun.
See you later. That's
Heat
it.
her up by 12. If they lose, it's your fault.
Enough. Like, what's the matter with him? Late stage, like a disease. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the joke, jackass. That's the joke.
Dan, we do a great job of explaining bits around here. I know you love that.
That's a foul. Come on, call that.
Oh,
Okay,
come on,
I got to
Zaz.
get on the same time as you. Where are you guys at with this? Help me out. I
Right
got
now,
I got the
I'll let
TiVo.
you-
I'm going to catch up. I got the TiVo.
Okay, so Bam Adebayo just got trucked.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Terrence Mann right now, who's shaking his head. Now I'm looking at Bam Adebayo. Now I'm looking at a replay of Terrence Mann trucking Bam Adebayo. Kind of sold that a little
I
bit.
think I am way ahead of you guys.
I believe
What's
so
the
too.
time on the game for you? What time does it say?
I'm at 8:55.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
you're
I'm
way
at
ahead. Why
9:25.
don't you hit the pause button? Hit pause, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll
we'll let
pause.
you know.
What time is yours on, Dan?
Look, listen, I'll get there in a
8:55
second.
is what he said.
But look, you make fun of this TiVo, but this TiVo was for the NFL. This TiVo is because that Apple controller and YouTube do not help me do this the way I want to when I want to slow down plays and break down film. The TiVo helps me more than the Apple controller. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't care how much you people mock me on the internet.
8:57, 8:56, 8:55. Hit play.
Got it. Bam Adebayo headband. Got it. I'm an expert. My TiVo, it's a surgical strike.
So Dan, you'll love this as far as using outdated technology to break down film. When I was a video coordinator, you used to have to, at the end of the game, give a copy of the game to the road team, right? So we burn DVD copies of the game, and that's what they would use to break down their film on their road trip. And for, I want to say 27 of the 29 teams, I just burn a copy and hand it to them, and that's it. But two teams, Utah with Jerry Sloan and Houston with Jeff Van Gundy, the request was, can you make a VHS copy? And I said, well, why are you guys using VHS? Like, the coach just likes VHS. I said, but it's the same controls as a DVD. Fast forward, rewind, stop, play. Like, the controller looks exactly the same. It's just the technology is better and it's clearer and it's easier to transport. And both times the video coordinator was like, buddy, I have fought this fight. Just give me the goddamn VHS copy and let us be on our way. And so I was like,
Hawks are pathetic.
Yeah, they're struggling. Here comes Bam bringing up the ball. I could do play-by-play. Yeah, kicks it over to Kyle Anderson, who will not shoot the ball. So I don't know why.
No, but this doesn't work when
Blowing you out, Hawks. Blowing you out.
This doesn't work when the Heat are up 17. I need stress at the end. I don't need Zaslow winning early. The Heat have blown these all season. Look, we get real forgetful around here. I mean, I know it's a different team now. I know they've been playing differently for the last 12 games. I know they're different with Wiggins healthy. But the indictment of this team all season long has been they cannot score late. They cannot get free throws late. That's where they miss Jimmy Butler. And they've lost this game all season. It's why it's the worst Heat season in 15 years. When's the last bad season like this one, Zaslow? Which is it 15 years? Is it more than that?
Well, I mean, they were shitty. They missed the playoffs in what?
Most
disappointing. The year after LeBron left.
Given the expectations, most disappointing season since blank.
Oh, 2008. Shaq's last year. They traded him in the middle of the season, but they only won 15 games that year. They had Shaq and Wade. You thought they'd be good.
Okay, so now they've got two All-Stars, and they've got a champion in Wiggins running around. But all season long, they've blown this game. They blow this game the way Utah does because you can't score late. Like, getting a lead in this league in the playoffs and with threes doesn't mean anything at this point in the game.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got to continue to generate offense and kind of roll downhill, kind of like when you're up in the football game, you start running a lot more rather than throwing it deep. I do want to ask Zaz to pause, count to 3, and then hit play because I think you are 3 seconds ahead of us.
What's
or at
the
least
time
ahead
on your
of me.
clock?
Well, right now I'm looking at Trey Young getting ejected in Orlando is what I'm looking at. They're replaying that. Now he just kicked the ball to.
I'm with you because I paused it.
Okay.
We're equal.
Okay. All right, cool. So Niang just had a reverse layup. It's 45-32, 7:53 to go in the game, in the quarter.
We're good.
Yeah.
At what? Oh, by the way, before you answer, I mean, at what point in this game do you think Trey Young picks up 2 technical fouls and gets thrown out?
I don't think he gets thrown out again. I don't think they throw him out 2 games in a row.
Zaz, come on. No, Zaz, that's an asinine question. Why would you take that seriously? I mean, Why would you?
I don't know.
That's just look at
why would
look
your
at
dad?
because that's the jiggling face, red face of heat arrogance. He's loving his jokes right now. He loves the smell of his farts. He feels like he's a winner. He's got nothing to worry about because the Hawks are
Got
pathetic.
myself a drink too. Get loose.
Because I mean, the Hawks are pathetic. They've always been pathetic, and the only thing that we can say about the Hawks is that one year they made us laugh at the Knicks, and then they've been pathetic since. They were pathetic before. The Hawks haven't been any good since Budenholzer was coach of the year, winning 61 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year they were on track to be good. When you went to go get drunk, Dan, I told the guys that Jalen Johnson getting hurt was the thing that really changed their fortune. Before that, I would have said they would have been the 6th seed and not Detroit. But Jalen Johnson got hurt, and so they kind of threw him in a loop. He's not only one of their best offensive players, he's also one of their best defensive players. He really impacts the game on both ends. Now, the fun thing about Jalen Johnson, Dan, do you remember when we were in LA and Adam McKay wanted to do that? I don't believe it ever saw the light of day. He wanted to do a podcast, Zaz, where he had an NBA player or NBA kind of pundit or whatever.
This is so good. Zaz, listen to this. We couldn't air it for a number of different reasons. Zaz, Amin got to do improv. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Let me set it up, right? So Adam McKay wants to do this podcast. He said this is like not a one-off. He wanted a podcast series where every episode he had 2 guests. One guest was someone from the NBA world, either a player or a coach or a media person. And the other person, or the other guest, would be a climate scientist. And so, like, as the test run, they had me be the NBA person. And I shit you not, Adam McKay is like, all right, I have a great feeling that Jalen Johnson is due for a breakout year.
He knows so much NBA. He knows so much NBA.
He projected the numbers and everything, and it's like, what do you think of that? And I was like, oh, well, like Jalen Johnson, there's a lot of high hopes or whatever. I answer him, and then he turns to the climate scientist, like, speaking of high hopes, how much hope do we have that we'll survive the apocalypse in less than 25 years? And then the climate scientist gives this very sobering climate science.
It was so good. Zaz,
and then McKay goes from whatever the last couple of things that guy says, and somehow makes it segue into an NBA
right
question.
Back in. Yeah.
Zaz, it was so good. Like, I've got to find that. Cortez, hurry up and find that and air that right now. It's much better than anything we could possibly do. It was Amin with a climate scientist. Yes. Being led at improv by by somebody who knows legitimate basketball. I'm going to call him. I'm going to try and get him to talk basketball with us.
My whole thing was like, you guys thought they could get real guests. Like, oh, let's get Blake Griffin on. Let's get Blake Griffin and a climate scientist. And I'm like,
he'd be so confused.
I was like, I don't think this is gonna fly. I'll do it. I'll play along, but I don't think you can get many people. I don't even know if the climate scientist was like, what the hell is this? I thought I was talking about climate science. This guy's asking about Jalen Johnson on the Hawks.
Zaslow, you want to reestablish the stakes for the people because you don't seem terribly worried, and none of this works. I got to be honest, right? This was one of the things that Sampson was saying to me. He's like, you're not going to get the payoff you want, right? The only way this works is if you work all 3-4 hours for free. Everybody works for free. Have everybody come in off and work for free. And then you have to get the payoff at the end where he's suffering. The game is close. It's back and forth. You see the face of the Miami Heat get agitated. And it's no fun if you get to be arrogant.
All right, there's a whole half of the game left, all right? I'm not trying to talk myself out of it, but in the second quarter, everybody calm down. We'll see what happens.
Okay, but what are the stakes? You've never seen, we were saying Pearl Jam 27 times. It's lunacy. Like he can do like, hey, this is what they opened with in 2003 and whatever it is. And he's doing this with his son. So it really is like the height of music. The experience will get no better than this.
Generational trauma, right? Because then one day his son will be doing this with his son. And we're like,
I hope so.
Your grandpappy taught me this.
I hope so. So yeah, I getting Pearl Jam tickets for next week. 2 shows at the Hard Rock Live. I've never encountered a process as difficult as this to get tickets for anything. All right, and I know how to get tickets. I know how this shit works. And like I've been out of luck, and it's been consuming my life. All right, I can't even sleep at night looking for tickets and trying to get a decent price. And so Dan comes up with tickets for me. 2 tickets, at least 2, maybe more for one. I don't know.
No. It's not. No. I didn't come up with them. It was not me. No.
Well, I'm shortening the story though. So Dan's show, the show, comes up with 2 tickets for me for both shows. Okay, but apparently Dan tells me before the broadcast tonight that I don't have those tickets unless the Heat win this game, and it's not just that, because the original stakes that David Sampson came up with as he would go and get tickets for me was, if he gets these tickets, which he did, if he gets these tickets, I will work a certain number of dates. It's a lot, actually. A certain number of dates throughout the Panthers Stanley Cup playoff run. I will be a hockey analyst, a hockey expert, because I love the Panthers. I love them so much. And I said, of course, I'll work for free. Now, David, I don't understand how business works. David thinks this is a major problem, and apparently we shouldn't be doing this.
But he can't. But Zaz, so he also came in low in original negotiations because he doesn't want to put a position in where I can't believe that we were in the position where David Sampson was trying to be generous with tickets and not work you into the ground, because he knew there would be legal problems with working you into the ground over 4 tickets for 3 months.
Well, anyway, and my wife wasn't pleased with that part. All right, why are you gonna be working for free? You're a sucker. Ugh. And look, it's that snake who takes pictures of me without me knowing and posts them.
What's up, guys? I'm here in Memphis. There's that picture I took. Are you excited because the Heat are winning?
Oh, look at him.
Anyway, long story short, to me, just finish the story. If the Heat lose this game, apparently I'm not getting the tickets, and I'm working for free. If the Heat win this game, your boy gets everything. So those are the stakes.
Hello, Jorge.
Hello, LeBatard. How are you?
¿Cómo estamos? ¿Qué haces?
Aquí bien. I'm here with somebody you know pretty well.
Who's that?
The man who used to do your Halloween special.
Hey, Legler, we got Legler. I'm putting you on the spot right now. Are we doing Legler? You motherfucker! I've been chasing you for Legler. I've been chasing you for 2 years to do Halloween at your house, and you've been ducking me, Legler.
You have been coming at me like a bounty hunter. I'm not going to lie to you.
Legler, it's sheer cowardice. I want exposed on national on television. I've been protecting you for 2 years.
This October, it's coming back. This October, Dan, it's coming back.
It's good seeing you, buddy.
You too, man.
Look at that. I even gave you a special guest.
A cameo.
Yes.
A Jorge.
Exactly. So what are we thinking here? Uh-oh. Hawks getting
looking
closer.
good, Joel. Don't bring that negative energy here.
11-point game. Just be careful is all I'm saying.
Don't do that.
I want you to go to your concert.
I mean, Duncan just hit a 3. We're back up 14 like it's nothing.
Okay.
Jorge, go ahead and fix your time out there, because I think you need need to get your time to be lined up with ours, because you're on a different schedule than us.
Can you pause your TV and sync it with us?
Oh yeah, no, then don't worry about it. I won't mention anything.
No,
we'll tell you when. Hit pause. We'll tell you when.
Jorge, what are you doing out there? Tell us this is not the game anyone's interested in. This is the Heat have been relegated. This is the game that is the equivalent of what should be on NBA TV if it wasn't that Orlando was always there.
Yes, exactly. We're doing Memphis and Dallas. We're waiting to see if Ja's going to be ready. Anthony Davis is trying to tell everyone to shut the bleep up. I'm really good. So we've got the what I think is the better game. Yes.
How do you feel about playoff storylines? Like I imagine that you, as someone who just really loves basketball, and the analytics and the people taking over, that you Laker Golden State coverage, or are you just so well now you can't?
Is Dan breaking up, or is it just me? There we go.
Dan's
okay.
breaking
so
up,
he's basically asked me what kind of storylines am I following. I will say this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm following well beyond the Lakers and just the Warriors. Although I do think the Warriors-Rockets might be the most interesting series of them all. I do actually, the one I want to see, Legler and I were talking about this at lunch earlier. Rockets-Warriors number 1 for me, but number 1 for him was, and this is number 2 for me, Pistons-Knicks. Because we think this should be the Cade Cunningham coming out party. I don't know if he wins. But and they win because I think the Knicks are just a better team. But I think that thing could be 6 or 7 games for sure.
All right, so let me ask you something here, George, because I said this on ESPN radio today, and I was told that Alan Hahn is going to get very mad at me over saying this.
Okay.
Who's the best player in the Pistons-Knicks series?
Cade Cunningham.
I agree. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So why is Alan Hahn mad?
Because it's
Because
not
apparently
Jalen
it's
Brunson.
definitely Jalen Brunson.
No,
No, it's not definitely Jalen Brunson.
I
First of
love
all,
Jalen Brunson, but
Cade Cunningham is like 6'9". The guy, he's a monster. He does almost anything Brunson can do, and is just bigger and longer.
I mean, when is the last
is it?
time the 6 foot guy?
6'7".
6'6", 6'5". You think he's 6'7"?
No, Cade Cunningham is big. Yeah. Sorry,
dude, man.
it was being questioned. 6'9". I'm being an exaggerated Cuban. I'm sorry.
I like having the backing of basketball experts there. Thank you.
Wide shouldered.
I'll look it up.
Sorry, we had something fall off the walls here. Not a good sign. I think Cade is the best player on the. I mean, what do you think?
No, I agree. Cade's the best player, and that's not a knock on Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is really good too, but he is
Correct.
limited, and especially defensively, he's a massive liability. Which I'm not saying Cade is the next coming of Gary Payton, but he's at that size, it gives you a lot more than Jalen Brunson can. But George, I'm curious, do you know your schedule yet as far as like which games you're working beyond this?
So
one?
I'm doing Lakers T-Wolves tomorrow. So I'm on the first thing out, smoking in the morning here from Memphis back to LA. Yeah.
What about game 2? Because I'm gonna be in LA
That
for
I don't
game
know.
2.
Yeah, we won't do game 2s. Those will be on TNT.
Oh,
So
Turner.
we'll do
Those are Turner.
3 and 4, 3 or 4 on Friday through Sunday next
Gotcha.
week, somewhere in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know yet. So is
How-
LeBatard back? I see your white
he is,
mustachio over there.
Oh man, I think he's
He's
frozen.
frozen again. You got to get better
Yeah.
internet for all the money you make.
There he is.
You make a lot of money, Dan. Why is your internet so bad? You still can't hear me.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah,
Gotta be honest.
Not good.
Yeah. And Jason Kidd's gonna be in here in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna have to go. So
Well, wait
You
till
mean
he comes
you're
in
gonna
here,
have to
maybe-
put Jason Kidd on camera with us? Is what you mean?
no,
right?
Yeah.
definitely not doing that.
He doesn't want to say what's up, man. You know,
George, just leave the
He knows
phone
Dan.
there.
Yeah,
Just step
no,
away.
Yeah.
no.
You know, we won't tell anybody.
the people want to see, George. What's the behind the scenes? Like, what's your day
You
like?
want the size these? You want to see what we've got here? So look, here's
No,
what
but
we
like,
got. We got a bunch of Coke
what-
cans, some LaCroix, some Pellegrino, some Gatorade. We got a bunch of candy. That's what we got here in the green room right now.
So what are you guys doing right
We're
now?
just chill. Like, look, there's Pash. Pash got his
Right.
notes. There.
What's up,
You
Pat?
got
Yep.
legs over here.
What's
That's
up,
it.
legs?
This is it. This is just
And then
us.
what do you-
Producer was just
and then
in
what do
here
you
a
guys
second
do?
ago.
So then Jason Kidd comes in. You guys sit
Right.
down with Jason Kidd.
We'll talk to Jason. Then we'll talk to Thomas.
First
you know,
time, I'm assuming that you've ever.
Then I
spoken to
believe
Thomas?
Jaren Jackson Jr. will come in here and chat with us for a little bit, and then we're done. We're gonna go outside. Then we're ready.
At what point? At what point do we talk to him?
You don't talk to anybody.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right, boys. I gotta go because kid's coming in any second. But tell Dan.
See you,
I love him.
George.
Later, George.
All
Have
right,
a good
See you,
game.
George. There you go. Do we have an update on the game here? What's the score? It's coming back right now. I looked away for
We're
the
coming
last couple
back. We
minutes.
got an audio assist. I can't hear what Quinn Snyder's saying.
I'm sure
There's
he's
two
saying,
things-
guys, we're kind of screwed here.
We're having a lot of success. One of them is when we're getting in, we're keeping our feet recognition on the challenge at the rim or the kickouts. The other thing, we've turned it up a little bit defensively on the perimeter. We're starting to make them uncomfortable. Not only we're coming up with some steals, but we're making them uncomfortable.
Yeah, if that's what you think.
That's-
Heat are up 57-44, and they are on the free throw line for a pair. There you go. That's where we're at right now.
2:48 to go in the half.
I mean, how shitty is it for like we're less than 24 hours away from the real postseason starting.
Yeah.
And granted, the number one seeds don't play till Sunday, but the two
Mhm.
number one seeds don't know who they're playing. Like, how shitty is it? No, but since you were a video guy,
Yeah.
the video guys, they have to make tape for both teams, right?
Yep. So worse than that. So I was at Warriors Grizzlies on Tuesday night, and you know when you go to games, as you know how they on the seating chart they list everyone who's here,
Right.
and so the Thunder and the Rockets both had scouts there, because they don't know which one of these two teams they were going to play. And so I've talked about this a lot. It's the one thing I don't like about the play-in is that the 3 seed and the 4 seed have a whole week to prepare for their series. The 2 seed has 5 days to prepare for their series, but the 1 seed has basically a day to prepare for their series. And so my suggested fix for this is you let the high seed choose which low seed it wants to play. So right at that on the outset, like everyone is in the same kind of uncertainty fog. We don't know, right? We know that the 1 seeds are gonna play on Sunday, right? Boom. Okay. So then the 1 seed gets to say, you know what? I want to play the winner of this game right here. I want to play the winner of Hawks Heat, right? So then the 2 seed says, I don't really want to play Orlando, man. That's a kick in the ass. Like, can I play Milwaukee instead? Or can I play, Detroit instead? And so then you get a couple of things going on. One is everyone kind of has an idea of who they want to play, but 2, you also get a little bit of like bulletin board material. Let's make this thing spicy. Like, oh, they chose us. They chose us. All right, we'll show them.
Yeah. No, I love that idea. I love that idea. I would, if I were, well, man, like if I were to change anything, I would say I would make 7 teams guaranteed a playoff spot. I would have 9 play 10. The winner of that plays 8. 1 play-in spot. That's if I were to make a change, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe it's like the 7 is locked in, and then the 8 seed is like a tournament.
Like, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right, the Hawks were Hawks were the 8 actually, but in theory, you could have the 7 seed miss out on a playoff spot for the 10 seed, and it's like we played 82 games.
Yeah,
played 82 games.
It's a give or take. It's a give or take though, because the flip side of that is 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if I was in the 10 spot, like the Heat, you might say, it's a hell of a run. Let's circle the wagons. Let's play the young guys. Let's give Kel'el Ware like 30 or 40 touches a game and see what we got. And now instead, teams are still incentivized to keep trying, keep playing. Hey man, your season's not over yet. And I think what's happened is we've drastically reduced the number of teams that would be tanking or would be kind of shutting it down for the year from what it was like 14 to down to like 5 or 6. And I think that's a good thing for our sport.
There were so many uninteresting games down the stretch because I felt like there were so many bad teams in basketball. I wanted to ask you, I mean, Sacramento, Sabonis just saying flatly, we need a point guard because they were great when they had one. And now he's not great and they're not great when they don't have one. And then he gets accused of, no, what they need is a post man who can, a guy in the post who can defend anybody. Him coming out and just saying flatly to management, we need a point guard.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right. Look, when they got Sabonis, the one part, the Pacers got Tyrese Halliburton at the time. I don't know what the negotiation was. I kind of wish they had given up Fox and kept Halliburton. Imagine how good that team would have been. Now, maybe Indiana was like, no, it's Halliburton or bust, but he's got a point, man. Like, because even though he is a good passer and they like to run their offense through him, like the Nuggets do through Jokic, you still need like somebody else to do this stuff. And what they essentially surrounded him with in Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are guys who are very shoot first kind of guys. It puts a great burden on him to create offense for everybody else. And guess what, Dan? He's the franchise player now. He gets to make those kind of demands of management, especially if we're getting a change in management since Monty McNair stepped down. And it's Scott Perry who's in charge now. Do
you know how pathetic it is that this is the stakes? That the stakes on this game are that the Miami Heat will advance to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team I think, and I did this the last time when they went into that Milwaukee series, and I thought that they had no chance against Milwaukee, and then they beat Milwaukee in 5 games. But there will be no one that picks the greatest play-in team ever against the Cavs, right? There will be no one who does that nationally.
I don't. Does Zaslow count as national?
Are you
I'm
pointing the
national.
wrong- Are you pointing the wrong way? And does Zaslow count as national? How dare you,
national.
Amin? Look up there. Look down on Zaslow from your perch. Does Zaslow count as national? Did you
How
just do
dare
that
you.
to him? Did
How
you?
dare you?
What?
Well, because you asked the question. I'm like, there's a guy right here who's.
Does Zaslow count as national? Was the question
thought-
you asked? You just met
Yeah.
him.
No, I didn't just meet him. You said, Dan, is anyone nationally gonna pick the Heat to beat the Cavs? And I said, does Zaslow count as national? Because there's a guy right here who I know is gonna pick the Heat to beat the Cavs. So why would you even ask that question?
Based on what, though? Like, come on, what are we doing there?
He's right here. Ask him.
What are
Based
we
on
doing?
what? What do you mean based on what?
Based on past?
I mean, if you put the Heat's experience against the Cavs' experience,
Box plus
the Heat have
minus.
What
much
does that
better
mean?
playoff
okay,
experience.
Okay, and what does that mean?
the Heat. You don't think that the Heat? Look, the Heat went into Boston last year and took Game 2. They put a scare into Cleveland. That
does that
Boston
mean?
team's better than Cleveland.
You think really? You think Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen? You think that Mobley? You think that they're going to be scared? They're going to put a scare. The Heat will put
No, when I say put a scare, I mean, you don't think that the Heat can go into Cleveland, which, by the way, they've beaten, all right, this year, that the Heat can't go into Cleveland, take a game, and then we go to Game 3, and like, all right, we got something cooking here. We got a little bit of a series.
Come on
now.
I mean, this is what I find pathetic. Okay, and it's okay. I don't blame Zaslow for this, but you have to understand. For 15 years, Miami Heat basketball in our town took the town over from the Miami Dolphins. Zaslow's kid only knows Heat basketball wins. Yeah. He doesn't know. We grew up down here. We did not have these experiences with a team, a Wade that would win championships. The Miami Heat have been the biggest thing in this market, made Miami more nationally relevant as a sports town, and he has cared about it deeply for a long time. For this to be the last embers of the last 15 years when you were just even with Boston, for this to feel like, no, they're not going to knock off Cleveland. They're just going to get stuck here.
Single digits. It's single digits.
Take it easy.
I need your face to be scared because Zaslow, I need you to go from arrogant to scared. Like this only works. This only works if you can't lead all games, Zaslow. You can't lead 10-0 from the start. This has to break your heart or risk breaking your heart.
We're talking about the greatest playing team in the long history of the NBA.
Which doesn't mean anything because the NBA itself has said the play-in does not exist. All the stats, all the records do not exist. They vaporize instantly. As soon as we're done with it, all it does, it tells us who the 7, who the 8
They're
is.
not even playoff games, Zaslow. You do this trick where you do jazz hands on. They're the greatest play-in team ever, and you got no other move. You got just one sentence and 10 sausage fingers.
Well, no other team has ever made the finals as a play-in, and the Heat are trying to become, should I say, about to become the first ever 10 seed to make the playoffs. That'll also be another notch for the Miami Heat as something that no one else has ever done.
Not if George Niang has anything to say about it.
Just dropping truth bombs here.
I mean,
what kind of bombs?
Truth bombs. Truth bombs. I mean, what is Trey Young? Like, would anybody trade for that salary and that defense? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Look, the Spurs were, until they got De'Aaron Fox, they were very much in the hunt for Trey Young. I think there's plenty of teams that would look at him and say, hey, he is the way he is because he's basically been allowed to be that at that organization. If he were with us, we wouldn't put up with any of that stuff, and he would kind of assimilate. And so I think there's definitely a market for him. I do think it's interesting that when I talk to people about who is the most hated NBA player by other NBA players, his name seems to come up a lot. A lot. Hey.
Oh, that's the way you come on. Did he start by eating? What did he eat? A cookie? Wilbon, what kind of professional are you? Wilbon, Wilbon, you're an amateur. You're eating on air?
I didn't know I was on the air. I had no idea.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Am I actually on? You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
All right, good.
All right, listen to this, Michael. This is Jonathan Zaslow over here, and he's got the bet of his life going on right now. All right, he's a giant Heat fan, and if the Heat win, today. He gets to go to Great Seats, Pearl Jam concerts, impossible to get tickets. But if they lose, he has to work for me for 3 months until the end of hockey season, totally for free every day.
Oh God! Listen, do you ever tell him about the biggest bet you lost? I bet you don't tell anybody about the bet you lost to me in 2011. Should I tell the story? Do I have time to do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you have time.
I mean, wait till you hear this. So as soon as the LeBron signing went down with the Heat in 2010, Dan goes crazy. Goes crazy on his radio show, says the Heat are going to win 70 games in the title. I said 70 games. 70 games. He has this great rant. It's one of the great rants of all time. And I just come on every day and I go, they're not winning 70 games. They're never winning 70 games. So we had a bet. The bet was if the Heat did not win 70, LeBatard had to spring for the most expensive bottle of liquor at Prime 112. And Miles would bring out the bottle.
How much is that?
Oh
Well,
my God.
we didn't know.
Oh my God. No. I knew.
No, Dan, we didn't know at
Going
first.
in, you knew
No,
going
I
in.
knew.
Dan?
No. Look, I asked and got terrified. Like I made the bet before I knew what I made the bet before I knew what Prime 112 was. No, Wilbon is a steakhouse guy. Wilbon is a steakhouse guy, and he will tell you that that bet was what he did was take advantage of an amateur. Like he knew how much that wine was because Wilbon had already been eating in fancy places for like 10 years.
Listen, we didn't know. So we didn't know how. That's his way of saying we didn't really know how much the bottle was. I thought it might be 6-ish. Dan probably thought it might be 2 or 3-ish.
No. This was ridiculous. No, this is like King Henry, Louis Vuitton bullshit nonsense. Like, no. We got to find this out because I remember being scared that this was going to be like this was going to set me back a lot of like 6 figures. I don't make that kind of money. I can't do that. No, Wilbon pushed me around on this one. This is Wilbon showing, hey, Dan, you make newspaper money. This is TV money.
What are you talking about? I was in TV then. I mean, in newspapers. But here's the deal. No, this was me pushing Dan around saying, don't make a stupid bet, like telling me that this Heat team, which was great, is the same as that Bulls team, which was greater exponentially. Don't tell me they're going to win 70 games. They couldn't even beat Dirk that year. But I think to answer the question, I think that bottle, Dan, was in the Miles would know. I think it was under 7.
All right,
right?
let me ask him. Hold on, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to find out.
I think it was under. He was so terrified. You should have seen his face when Miles brings the bottle out to the table where we're sitting. And Dan turned green. He turned a shade of green. I didn't know was possible.
It was, I was, you haven't done that to anyone before or since, right?
No, just you then. That was it.
So what's going on, Michael? Where are you from?
Wait, I lost you there for a second. You said what's going on and then what?
Where are you joining us from?
Oh, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I came out for my son's spring break, and my own mental health break for about 3 days until I go to LA to get see some basketball, and this up the coast. I'm gonna stay in West California, go up to San Francisco, see the Warriors, and see some playoff basketball.
That's awesome. I'm in Tempe right now, Mike. Oh, he just left. Well, that was fun.
Did we lose his signal?
I think look, we gone. He gone, I think.
Yeah.
But
all right. Oh,
and Dan's gone too.
Dan's gone too.
Maybe
Dan's
Miles is coming to collect.
We
what,
got.
What do you think the bottle was?
Well, he was saying 7, so I'm guessing we're talking 7,000, right? Isn't that what Mike said?
It's not $7,000.
7,100? Dan's gonna get green over 700. Oh, it's a lot, but I mean, we get sick over it. Wilbon's trying to talk, but we can't hear him. You must be muted, Mike. Mike must be muted.
Or no, he's not muted, but I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
$7,000. Okay, now
Right?
I'm turning green. $7,000.
Right?
There's a bottle that costs $7,000.
It doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know how could it possibly like you could pass the Pepsi challenge with the bottle of $7,000.
I'm telling you, man. This is my thing with wine. I had I can't remember the name of the wine. I think I had it at Prime 112. It's supposed to be a really nice wine, and I'm like, dude, it just tastes like wine to me, man.
Right, totally. And then they start like spinning it around in the glass.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta smell the legs. What are you talking about? Just drink that shit. There you go, Mike. Can you hear us? Mike, can you hear us? I don't know. I don't think you can hear us.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, for folks who are just tuning in now, we're at halftime of the Heat game. All right. Heat are up by 9.
Yeah.
Not nervous.
Digits.
Not nervous. If it gets
Footsteps.
to like 6-ish, then first few minutes this third quarter, very important. If the Heat can get the first 2 baskets of this quarter, I feel good.
Okay, so given what you heard Quinn Snyder tell the team, that they kind of figured it out now. They figured it out. They're defending a lot better. That, like, if this thing, even if it's just the first basket, Hawks may cut it down to 7 or a 3-pointer down to 6. That first basket, is terror alert go to red at that point, or where are we at?
No, we're feeling good. I don't know about figuring it out. I mean, the Heat had 29 points in the second quarter. What have you figured it out? The Heat are 54% for the game. Is Quinn Snyder paying attention to this game?
But you like they started the game up 10-0, right? Before the Hawks scored a point.
Yeah,
right?
but like the Hawks, the Heat scored 30. The Heat scored 33 in the first quarter, 29 in the second.
Yeah, but the problem is how much of the Hawks scored, because if you take out that 10-0 lead, basically the Hawks have outscored them since that moment.
Oh, so you're going with the Hawks are on a 53-52 run?
Yes.
I don't think I'm subscribing to that. I don't think I'm into that. What do we?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do we expect from the next game tonight? Next game going to be any good tonight? I have difficult garnering interest in this second game tonight.
Yeah, well, you have difficulty garnering interest. That's a better game. It's a real basketball game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's both these teams are going to get murdered by Oklahoma City. I honestly, I feel like Dallas goes in there and wins tonight. I do.
So Ja Morant's health is going to be huge for this.
Yeah, like what's his deal? He missed practice yesterday. What's he got going on?
Yeah, so this is in the second half of the game against the Warriors. He had a play where he was kind of floating baseline and landed due to a little bit of a shove from I can't remember who it was. Was it Draymond Green? He landed awkwardly on Quentin Post's foot, rolled his ankle, had to go back to the locker room, get treatment.
I was stunned he came back.
Yeah, me too. And he didn't look good when he came back. I mean, he made shots, but you could tell he was moving really gingerly.
But it's funny though, right? Like, so he was playing as he was like a facilitator, and I felt like this is the way Taylor Jenkins had them playing, where he's not like the stud. And guess what? They're playing well.
Desmond Bane, man. Desmond Bane is the guy. A lot of people feel like if they end up moving Ja this offseason, which they've been like, oh, we won't do it, we'd never do it. But I'm like, I don't know. Desmond Bane looks like he's ready to kind of assume that role as the offensive kind of dynamo from the perimeter for them.
Wilbon, how much was that bottle?
That bottle was, I think it was 6-ish. It was between $6,000 and $7,000.
See, I mean, I told you.
What was it? What was it?
You know what? I don't. It was some sort of
liquor or wine.
I think it was liquor. But Dan had just popped off about this 70 wins thing for so long. We talked about it all year. And then when it became evident sometime around the middle of January that it wasn't going to happen, Dan started to act as if he never made the bet. So don't let him get away with anything.
Okay, hold on. What does that mean? Like, you bring up the bet, he's like, I don't remember?
Yeah, pretty much. Or you heard him just now say how much I took advantage of him. What? What is he talking about? Like, he doesn't know what a bet is. You win. this team is going to win 70. No, it's not. That's a bet. So I took advantage. How did I take advantage of him? What is he talking about?
I like how he's framing it like he was an intern or something. Like,
I mean,
just
that is
Xeroxing.
perfect. It's perfect, dude. It's now 15 years. It's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So Dan was 40 years old. What are we talking about?
40 years old, already doing TV.
Yes.
Has a
Big
widely
radio
successful
show,
radio show.
Yes. Yeah, every day, both multimedia star. Oh, wait, he took advantage of me. Yeah, okay, right. One of my favorite, it might be my favorite bet of all time. So he's got to live with it. Miles took him off the hook, though. He didn't make him pay for the whole bottle.
I'm sorry. So you're not going to believe this. He just sent me. It was 22 grand. It was 22 grand. You're a lunatic. No, it wasn't.
22.
No.
22. Was it, Dan?
No.
It wasn't 22.
It was. It's the Magnus Screaming Eagle. It's the Magnus Screaming Eagle.
Magnus Screaming
I'm
Eagle.
looking it up.
I'll tell you
I
who's
know.
screaming.
22 grand's a lot. There's no way I thought it was that.
That's a
There's
car.
no way I thought it was that.
That's a car.
That is.
You guys drank a
Especially
car.
15 years ago.
Oh my God. You drank a Camry.
Yeah.
Not fully equipped, but like some nice
You're right.
features in there.
Right. Oh yeah, a whole lot of people's first or second car. I didn't know that, but still, he made the bet.
Yeah.
He made the bet.
Dan, you were drinking the Kool-Aid. You can't make that bet. You can't say a team can win 70 games when it only happened one time in the history of the league.
But wait a minute. I mean, come on. Are you guys forgetting how crazy people got for a minute? Like, you forget this?
Okay, hold on. Before you get to that, okay, because I'm looking right now at the price of these, Screaming Eagle wine, and I mean, there's a bunch of different ones. Like, for instance, I'm looking at 1992, and it says $60,000, right? So clearly,
No way.
It's clearly super expensive depending on what kind you get.
Wow.
But I mean, like, Mike, Amin and I were asking this when you had dropped out. You could pass the Pepsi challenge with like this wine compared to other wines.
I don't drink. No, I could. If you told me it was a brick that I got at my uncle's liquor store on the south side of Chicago when I was no, I couldn't. Dan knows.
No,
this.
that
Dan
was
knows,
no, that was no.
He knows I don't
no.
drink at all. I don't know what I'm talking about with alcohol. I just wanted to make him pay for this bet. That was it.
I mean, that was the asshole of it. That was the asshole of it. That he didn't even drink. Like it was just
buy me something I don't like.
Come in the place. Have me.
Oh, we're losing Dan again here. But that's really what it was. It was buy me something I don't like.
Yes.
That's the same.
Or not even don't like, just don't even know.
And I also didn't know this game very.
Oh, I didn't know this game. He's not going to try that. I mean,
intern.
What is he saying?
He's saying it went behind the ears, Mike.
Right.
This is him brand new to the. He's like, oh, this media thing and this basketball thing is pretty cool.
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to. Do you dribble with one hand or two? What is he saying?
Mike, worst bet you've ever lost.
Ooh, it probably. You know what? It's probably to my brother, or my. I'm trying to think of my son. My son, when he was 6 years old, he would say, "Dad, if I get a hole in one, and he's got a driver in his hand from 140 yards, if I get a hole in one, what do I get?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm gonna bet you can't get a hole in one. So $10,000, a different pair of Jordans every month. Just something really dumb." And he 3 different times. The ball's rolling to the hole on these. This would happen every time we play. And people around the hole watching some little kid swing a club, they're screaming because they think the ball's going to go in and I'm going to have to give them money right then. But every time he just narrowly missed. And now he's 17. He can hit it 300 yards. And it's funny. So now they were the same bet. We've been having the same bet for 12 years. Yesterday, Dad, same bet applies. Yep. 173 yards, same bet applies. Now it's a 9-iron, and he's not close anymore. So it brings me great joy. But I never lost a bet to Kornheiser that made me crazy. So that one with Dan, that's the best one.
Hold on, guys. I got to tell you guys a story. When I learned that Mike Wilbon was perfectly unflappable at television, given the last 9 minutes of amateur hour for me. Do you guys realize that Wilbon and Kornheiser did Pardon the Interruption as Pardon the Interruption was blowing up, while in the middle of Monday Night Football? Like, they stuck a segment of Pardon the Interruption as everyone was watching Monday Night Football. Kornheiser was terrified. Wilbon was not scared at all, not scared in any way whatsoever. But then they start, and Wilbon's audio crashes, and Wilbon's got no problem. He just goes right smooth through it. Like he's on national television, and it's like he's got a rhythmic gymnastics bow. He's got no care in the world, and no sweat. No sweat. Do you realize that I would have slipped in a puddle of my own urine at the foot of my stool if that, Michael? Michael, you remember this surely?
I do, but Dan, you know what we did, and this is why you wouldn't have been nervous either if it happened. Because we wrote on deadline from the biggest events in the world back when that's the only way people look. I was in a fight one night when the heavyweight champion of the world, who may be the most famous person on the planet, bites the ear off his challenger. I'm sitting at ringside when Tyson bites off Holyfield's ear. He spits it out, and it rolls right toward me at ringside. It's 11:20. And my editor says you have until midnight. Wow. I went and got a hot dog from a vendor, came back, sat down, because you and I, just very nice to Dan, very modest of him. But then we sat at events like this and had to compose ourselves and our thoughts, because there might have been a sports center by then, but there was no other way for people to learn about it if they didn't follow what we said.
Do you guys realize that Wilbon's got what can be argued, I don't know where you guys would put it, on greatest sports television shows of all time? I think Bryant Gumbel's HBO Real Sports would be a challenger, but he's at the center of one of the great television achievements of all time, and I believe he's prouder of his NBA coverage.
No. I mean, what Tony and I do, because you know what, Dan, the NBA, as much as I've loved, and Amin knows this because we have been together in a million different ways. I love that stuff. I love it. But PTI allows for the other things to exist. PTI is a franchise. So no, not prouder than something that's my own. I love covering the NBA, but I loved covering the NFL when I did that. I loved covering colleges. Back then we covered everything. There was no specialization. I get angry now because kids play one sport. It's like that in our business. And ESPN did that. ESPN created this thing where you cover one thing. We covered everything. And so I tell you the truth, Dan, I was prouder of that, being able to cover everything.
What are you leading? Oh my God, the Heat. Wilbon, the lead is down to 3. Wilbon and Zaslow.
I got it. I'm watching it.
He's scared. Look at his face. Look at his face. His face has gotten redder.
Uh-oh.
His face has gotten redder. Look at him. This is what I did this for. Wilbon,
you can't taunt people like that, Dan. You're going to get in trouble.
Wilbon, this is why I did this whole thing. He is a model Heat fan, and I wanted everyone to stare at the face of Heat basketball for the last 15 years. Look at it. He's annoying. He's obnoxious. He's arrogant, and now he's scared. Zaslow, you're a little scared. You're a little scared.
Look who just popped up.
Look out. Look out.
Do I have some backup here? Is this reinforcements?
Joy, your boy is struggling right now.
I know. What was that, like a prune face going on? Relax.
Joy. No, but Joy, I don't know. Dan, I don't know that Joy understands. I haven't spoken to Joy today. I don't know if she understands the stakes.
I know. What's going on?
Okay. If the Heat... Okay. Dan got me, it's contingent, but Dan got me tickets. Dan arranged for me to see Pearl Jam, not once, but twice next week. Joy, how much do I love Pearl Jam?
Yeah, probably more than your family.
Okay, well, all right, I guess we're being very honest here. They're playing 2 shows at the Hard Rock Live next week. Dan's show arranged for me to have tickets, great seats for both shows. All right. And what's on the line tonight is Dan is not going to give me those tickets if the Heat lose tonight. Plus, I have to work for them for the entirety of the Stanley Cup playoffs for free. But if the Heat win, I get everything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot, especially when the Hawks are on like a 9-0 run.
Knowing how much this all means to Zaslow, on top of just wanting the Heat to win. Yeah, now I understand. And now I understand the red cheeks.
It's the biggest game of his life. He says it's bigger than Game 6 Boston Blueprint game because of the stakes, because he's going with his kid, because they love Pearl Jam, because they're hard to get tickets. Wilbon, you and Joy know each other, yes?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Joy, how are you?
You got Mike mid Gatorade gulp.
He came in eating, too. He said before, I didn't know I was on air. What's your excuse now, amateur?
Listen, I walked in here running in to be on with you. I'd eaten nothing all day. My blood sugar had gone down to about 47, which should be about 120. And I had an alarm on my Dexcom, my glucose meter, screaming out. So I grabbed a cookie and a Gatorade, Joy, and he's going to call me out.
All right, a life-saving
measure. Because I could have fainted dead away right here in my man cave, and Dan would have said nothing, of course.
I needed the moment. Mike, look, Wilbon, it's hard on these streets without ESPN. All right?
It's not.
If you give me a moment where Wilbon, what a legacy. If the moment you give me is Wilbon passes out drinking during live broadcast while Heat blow lead.
Never mind that it's just Gatorade. We think it's a $22,000 bottle of. What was it? What did we decide that was, Dan?
Look,
I'm saying Joy missed the story about the bet you lost. I'm sad that she didn't hear that.
We don't want to do that again. We don't. Joy, it's nice seeing you. I want to relive stories of Zaslow in the day. How long did you work mornings with him?
3 years.
And how do you remember that? Because mornings aged him 19 years. He began it looking like a toddler, and by the end, he looked like he had been ravaged.
Toddler.
Like he had been ravaged. Yeah.
But now that I'm not doing mornings anymore, I got a Benjamin Buttons thing going on. I look younger now.
No,
the lead's back up to 7, by the way. So just chill out.
Nice.
I saw a picture of Zaslow when we first started working together the other day, and I was like,
handsome.
Wow.
Yeah, that picture.
It was around that time. It might even been before that. Because when was this picture taken?
That one right there is after Boston won Game 5 in 2013.
So yeah, it was before that. So it was a year before that. That's an iconic picture, by the way. I saw a picture of us at Badioki interviewing Shane Battier for Badioki. We used to do the live broadcast before that event, which was a very fun event. Good days. Yeah, I mean Zaslow, I think I told you about the plain stick situation. A very notorious Zaslow moment that I just remembered right now, which taught me a lot in business about how to behave when you're late. Zaslow was late one day, to the show. And Zaslow would get Dunkin' Donuts coffee every morning before the show. And we did 6 to 10 in the morning.
Oh, you can't be late and walk in with the coffee.
He walked in with coffee, perhaps even a plain stick. I'll add the plain stick for extra juice to the story, but coffee would have been bad enough. He was like 15 minutes late to the show and walked in with coffee. And we're like, immediately call him out. Like, I don't understand. Because he let us know he was going to be late for whatever reason. It was the car or something.
I overslept.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, he had a legitimate reason.
No, that's
not a legitimate.
Great
That's
work.
not a legitimate reason.
No.
Joy. I
Look at
overslept.
that young lady. Who's that girl? Different time. Lots changed since then. He was late and we cooked him the entire show.
Okay, I don't agree though, because here's the thing. I could be late and then be tired on top of being late because I didn't have my coffee, or I can be late and I have my coffee and I could still now do a good show. What are we talking about here?
What are you talking about? This is insane. And like, since that happened, now I'm so heightened that this happened with someone that I work with. Like, they were late to a meeting, which I hate being late to meetings.
Well, Joy, listen to this. Let me, if I can, for just a second. I am not kidding you when I tell you that Tony Kornheiser, the only real problem that I think he'll ever have with his friend Mike Wilbon is that Mike Wilbon hasn't been on time to a show in about 20 and a half years. And he always walks in late, deeply late, with a sandwich and a soda, or deeply late and then goes and gets a sandwich and a soda. Do I have this wrong, Mike?
Joy, I'm not operating on Pat Riley time. If we go on, if taping starts at 4:30, I might get there at 4:10. Just because Tony has nothing else to do in his life,
he hates it. Mike,
I don't care if he hates it. I don't give a damn if he hates it or not.
4:10 is not late though.
Of course
but
not.
Also,
it is.
And also, it's a taped show.
That's right.
You showing up 15 minutes late to live radio?
Joyce described something totally different. The live is different. That's late. That's really late.
I would not consider 4:10 to be late to a 4:30 show.
Oh no, but wait a minute, Joy. You would if you worked with Tony Kornheiser. You would. You most certainly would. He's still writing his notes on a yellow legal pad, and he's still getting to work 6 hours before he has to.
Dan, I've got a lot of stuff going on in life. If I'm there with enough time that I don't inconvenience any of the, I feel like if you are late enough to set, particularly in television, where you inconvenience the crew, like the sound people are scrambling.
Yeah. Hold on, Joy. I'm not disagreeing with Joy. Yes, thank you, Mike. Way to pat yourself on the back and agree with yourself about your own behavior. This does not. I'm glad we're all in agreement on this subject, but it doesn't change the fact it enrages Tony. He thinks it's late. Don't tell me,
Dan. You should know me well enough by now to know I'm happy to enrage Tony. The rest of you live in fear of the king. I don't give a damn.
That's true. That's true. That's
okay.
True. No, it's true.
So I, as a matter of fact, not only do I not care, I might be screwing around in the lobby for 6 or 8 minutes just to get his temperature up even higher.
See, I knew it. That's the admission I wanted. That's finally the admission I wanted. It took a lot of grilling and all of these decades, but yes, you do it to fuck with Tony. You've been doing it to fuck with Tony for 30 years.
All the time. Today, even. Today. Yeah.
Look at that, Dan. Today. Dan, look at Joy. Look at that picture right there. The great Alonzo Mourning.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, Zaz really does look like a.
We were in our prime there, Zaz.
What is that from? Joy, you don't look any different now.
Oh, thank you. That's fine.
I don't know. Clearly, it's some event for Tissot with.
I think that was at Macy's. We had like a big partnership with Macy's with the show, so they were like doing all these.
Hold on. If I may, can I stop you guys for just a second? Can we laugh a little more at the idea that I was making fun of Wilbon for drinking and eating a cookie, and he was just getting sugars he needed to not pass out.
Trying not to die.
I'm trying not to keel over.
Good job, Dan.
and have my 17-year-old come in here and have to drag me out. That would have gotten you some.
No. You did not just say to my face that Matthew was 17 years old. You did not just say that.
6'3" and 17.
And has every NBA basketball player on his wall because he gets to meet them all?
No, but he has. But you know what? I think when you grow up meeting them, it doesn't have the cachet that it ought to. I mean, one day I told him even like 6 years ago. We're going to a game, and I said, so he's 10 years, he's 11 years old. And he says, Dad, can we go to, I'm like, no, we're going to our seats. There's no stopping at the locker room. There's no stopping anywhere. We're going straight. We're not going to stand by the court. We're going straight to our seats. So to get to our seats, we have to walk past Chapel. Walking out of Chapel is Chris Paul. Chris sees Matthew with the John Wall jersey on and says, "What are you doing with that?" Hold on. Stay right there. And he goes into the locker room and he comes back with a Chris Paul children's-sized jersey and hands it to Matthew and says, "All right, choose." And my son looks at me. I go, "Don't look at me. You got to figure out which way you're going here." And so he's lived his life like that. And so now at 17, he gets a jersey from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I just said, you don't even appreciate this. You don't even know what
Matthew's an asshole. Matthew's an asshole.
I said, you don't even know what you've got. This is the MVP of the league and sent you a damn jersey which you don't deserve.
Do you think he'll get MVP?
Do I think he'll win?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Mike, you put your votes in?
I did vote, and the year Joker had it's unbelievable. But to me, when you're 12 or 13 or 15, how many games did OKC finish ahead of Houston? Like 13 games, something like that?
Many.
Yeah.
I mean, winning's
15.
my tiebreaker. Like, there's nobody I voted for who's on a play-in team. No one. Maybe rookie of the year, a rookie, all rookie. No one. So people can say, wait a minute, you don't have Kevin Durant? No. If you can't make the play-in, then what is the contribution? It's only statistical. And I can be dazzled to an extent by that, but no. I got to vote for people who win stuff. And it's not Joker's fault. I know that Joker's not playing with a cast that is star-studded. But, I mean, OKC just had one of the great seasons ever. So I was voting for, and I didn't vote early. I saved it. I didn't vote till, like the night before.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think SGA is the MVP also. I just have heard so much chatter about, Jokic's numbers are disgusting.
They are.
But I don't think the numbers are the only thing. I'm with you. I think it has to be a conglomerate of factors to weigh in.
My tiebreaker is winning in almost all those cases.
Yeah.
Can you tell me though, Mike, when you say your tiebreaker is winning in almost all those cases, like as someone who's a historian of the game, that Jokic, like I can make you will tell me Michael Jordan, obviously, but I can make a convincing argument that is hard to defeat, that Jokic is the most unstoppable offensive player there's ever been.
Yeah, the numbers tell that. It's interesting, Dan. So I'll go to my son again. We just fight about sports every day, basketball mostly, and he plays in high school, AAU. And he comes to me one night and he says, "Dad, Jokic, do you have him already in your top 15 players of all time?" I go, "No, I don't. Part of it is longevity." But he said, "But the numbers, no one's ever done what he's done." And I said, "That's true, but there's always context." So Dan, here's the only pushback. And I'm amazed by Jokic. Don't get me wrong. But here's the pushback. And Amin will know because he studied this stuff too. Joker doesn't have to play with Charles Oakley's forearm in his back for 40 minutes a night. He doesn't. And it's not his fault. It's nobody's fault, but he doesn't have to
You don't think Oakley would get caught in Jokic's ass crack?
No. I watched the game with Isaiah Thomas and Avery Johnson in the finals recently one night. I sat between them. Known Isaiah since I was, 14, watching him on playgrounds, and known Avery my whole adult life. And it was great to sit with two thinkers, two incredible point guards who have a sense of history of the game. And they were talking about things that are subtle differences now that allow for just more scoring. The space that exists now and what you could do. And I keep pointing out, every time somebody says something about today's game versus the game 30 years ago, I go, well, did he play with this? Did he play with that in his back for 40 minutes from a 240-pound guy? Did he play with Karl Malone's elbow in his spine every night? Because if he didn't, it's going to weigh differently for me. I know that Joker is. I know how great he's unbelievable, but he didn't have that, Dan.
I can't dispute that. I just don't know at what age you and what do we got here? The Heat are up by 7. Joy, are you in any way interested in this basketball game?
I am. Yes. I have so many thoughts about this season, but I like winning, you know? So like I just want to keep winning. And the Heat have the ability to go on like these incredible stretches. I mean, obviously it helps when Jimmy Butler's there, but I'm going to remain optimistic no matter what.
How are you about your Heat allegiances? Like, how does I feel like that what we're watching is presently the dying embers of what all of this has been. It doesn't mean that it can't be repaired, but like this is the whole thing bottoming out when you get real close to Denver, you get real close to Boston. You're at the top of the sport and relevance for 15 straight years. This feels like the decline.
No, it will never be the decline.
She's the best though. She's the best though after Dolphin games where I'll just get a text message after the Dolphin game and all it says is, "What a shit show."
Joy, I want to follow up on this. Joy, do you have are you rooting against Milwaukee for the sole purpose of Giannis?
Oh man.
See, he knows where I'm going already. I'm convinced that if Milwaukee loses in the first round, Giannis is gone. Okay, so to me, there's only 2 logical places for Giannis to land. And one of them he can't land anymore unless they do something else with Cat. So that they could have done that last year, we thought. But the logical landing place is Miami.
I mean, isn't that like Milwaukee they were such a dick about Dame. Like,
yeah,
now they're going to oblige for, and also I really do find it hard to believe because it's so untraditional for international players to, you know, ask out of places. So, you know,
I don't think he will, by the way, to your point.
Yeah.
I think that he will, there'll be a little bit of passive aggressive, but that's a great point. You don't really see that. But
yeah, so I would love that, obviously. But to answer your question, I want everyone to lose that isn't the Heat. So I want everyone for the rest of the series in the Eastern Conference and every series they play. I want both teams to lose. I'm rooting for everyone.
But what is happening here though in general are like in terms of the face of Heat arrogance, right? The Heat fan base is obnoxious. You're obnoxious. Zaz is obnoxious. All of these people all of these people are just howling arrogance that everyone else dislikes. Like I don't know that there are many teams over the last 15 years that you're going to have like actively disliked because they've done a lot of winning and the fan base is kind of loud about it.
15
I mean,
years.
so like, do I remain arrogant about the Heat?
Yeah, and like a person who enjoys or remembers what it felt like 2010 and 2014 when you were enjoying fighting everybody about basketball.
God, it was such a good time. Those were such good days. I have had some pretty triumphant moments as an arrogant Heat fan over the past couple years. I mean, getting to beating Boston was a glorious, really fun experience. You know, beating Milwaukee. I mean, being in the finals multiple times with Jimmy Butler. I mean, there's not a whole lot of teams that can talk shit to me. Like
Joy and I were in a parade. Joy, were you in the championship? I mean, I certainly was. Were you in the parade too?
Down Biscayne Boulevard.
Yep. Down
beautiful. I rode in. There's Zaslow.
There's me. I got my own Lamborghini in the parade. How about that? That's my son who's coming to Pearl Jam with me too.
I was with Mike Ryan. We were on the and Poppy.
My
You got that
father,
picture somewhere?
guys, you got to find two pictures because my favorite is my father's personal Golden State Warriors parade down Ocean Drive, which he did with 3 people when Golden State beat the Cavs. When they beat the Cavs, he was saying it was just his hater parade of enjoying that LeBron lost, and so it was him in the back of a convertible. We got to get. Oh my God, we got to.
Dan,
find
does he
that
root
photo.
against the Lakers now because of that?
My father has fired Spo. Well, he doesn't say that's argument. I've been having this argument with him for about 3 years. He keeps firing Spo, and I just say, and this happens when you argue with old people. I just say, Dad, you can't fire him. Like, come on, what are you talking about? He's like, just kick him upstairs. Get him away. Just get him away from the court. Promote him. I'm not even saying fire him. Promote him. Just get him away from the players.
Yeah, no, I actually feel very good about where I stand in being a loud Heat fan. Up until Boston winning, I really didn't even want to hear anything from Boston fans. They've just been able to talk shit very recently. They've only had a little under a year of talking legitimate shit to me about the Heat.
I remember my father in 2012 after being obnoxious, and this is the part I think that bothers people the most. After being obnoxious on television through 2010 and through 2011, there was something that happened in 2013 where my father's on television and he's saying, "I'm not a bandwagon fan. I'm not this. I'm somebody who has been with the Heat all my life. I've been with the Heat since LeBron got here."
I think we're skipping over, though. I think Joy is talking about her Heat fandom, and obviously she hates the Celtics because she's a good person. And I think we're skipping over. She sits next to Paul Pierce at work every day.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I warned Paul like when we met. I was like, I don't know like how serious Paul is, which Paul is amazing to work with, and obviously is a Celtic lifer. But I feel like I've bullied him into saying nice things about the Heat. He said something nice about Chris Bosh yesterday.
Huh.
He said Chris Bosh was a massive part of that. Definitely a member of the Big Three, and a big reason why they won.
Joy, we got Zaz where we want him. Joy, we got Zaz where we want him. Trey Young just hit one from half court.
Down to 3.
Look, Wilbon, look at the face of the Heat right now.
I'm looking.
I wish we had cameras that could focus in on what is happening right
We
now.
We can. Cortez make him
it down for the arrogant ones.
Cortez make Zaz the main one. You could make him the main.
We need to have.
image in the
Look,
middle.
There we
that's
go.
This is what I love. This is
Yeah.
this is what I want. Do me a favor, Cortez. This is what I want. I don't even want to see Joy Taylor, Amin, and Wilbon anymore. I want to simply have them overshadowed at ESPN Radio by the face of Heat basketball for 15 years. Guys, 2-time champion broadcaster Wilbon. He's got 2 rings. How many rings you got, Wilbon?
6.
No, yeah. But because you polished them for Jordan.
Oh, I'd gladly do that. Don't act like I'm going to have shame.
I think Cortez has my rings. I think he's got a pick of
Wilbon, you've been polishing Jordan's rings on national television for 20 years.
That's all right. But I picked the right guy, though, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I'll take that.
There you go. That's me right there.
Zaslow,
Look
you're
at
in
that.
trouble. Zaslow, you're
That's
in trouble.
impressive.
They don't score late in games, Zaslow. You're in trouble. Now, I'm not going to say the Hawks have the advantage, but the Heat are prolifically bad late in games.
All right. Everybody settle down. Like the Hawks, the home team makes a run. Let's let the Heat bounce back now.
Oh,
back.
yeah. Oh,
Back
yeah.
in the
gonna
fourth
win this
quarter.
game.
LeBatard, why was your internet so crappy?
I'm sorry. Why did you say before you left that you were going to be out on a plane smoking in the first thing in the morning? Why is the plane smoking?
Well, because there is exhaust coming out of the plane.
Yeah, but why did you have to say that? Why I'm on the first bird in the morning. Like you, Joy. How much Los Angeles asshole has Sedano become?
Oh, total maximum. I told you the other
I
day.
asked Joy, stop speaking for the woman.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Joy. I didn't see you there.
Hi, I love running into you at Lakers games.
Yeah. See, Le Batard, Joy, also maximum LA
Yes,
too.
I
Running
am
into each other
definitely
at Laker games.
LA asshole. For
Joy,
sure.
are you going to be at both games? Are you going to be at 1 and 2 in this series?
I'm doing game 1 tomorrow, so I'll be there.
That wasn't for
doing
you,
that
that
one.
question. He wants to know Joy.
I'm glad that I want to hear both. So, Joy, I want to hear you now.
Quit mansplaining, Sedano.
I'm not mansplaining. I thought he was asking me, mother bleeper. I'm sorry. I can't hear him.
He
The
said
room
Joy.
echoes, for
He
God's
let
sake.
he let his question. Joy, are you going to be at games 1 and 2?
I
And
thought he
Sedano
said
"Oh, yeah, they
George.
won."
Go F yourself.
Probably. Oh my God, the hate is great.
Why'd I come back again?
Amazing.
That is hysterical.
No, probably not. Probably.
No, you're not going.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I might. We'll see.
All right.
It's definitely not game 1.
Joy, thank you for making the time. I appreciate it.
Of
We'll
course.
let you go first because the men are talking.
Yes.
Joy, it made me
Joy,
very
I'll
happy
see
to see you.
I'll
Rangers
see you
are-
soon so we can both be maximum
no,
LA.
whatever. No, I'll tell you
Green
what.
juice.
No, the reason I
Green
did that is because I need to give the space to Sedano. He won't stop interrupting Joy. So go ahead and tell us what you got.
I didn't know he was talking to Joy, you jerk face.
Zaslow's out here and he's shitting himself.
He
He's
should
very
be.
worried.
Trey Young is hitting
Guys,
shots.
it's gonna be 100% fine. Okay, I'm not worried at all.
They're going to
No,
win this game.
Joy,
He's
Joy,
going to win this game.
Joy, do you want to stay or do you have to leave?
I have to leave, but I will at the end of the game if they're not gonna lose, but I
They're not
will.
gonna lose.
They're not gonna lose. I was
They
gonna say
got
I'll
4 shots off one possession just now.
You're fine. Don't stress it. You're gonna see Pearl Jam twice next week, Zaz. You have the best week ever.
No!
Damn.
I'm ahead of you guys.
But
I
as
already
it-
know what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell me there's a 3 coming. There can't be a 3 coming.
Sedano,
Open 3.
what do you got, Sedano? Do you still like, because the Heat fan in you is the Heat fan gone? Are you full on Lakers now?
No, I'm watching this game. All my colleagues are on the floor, and I'm sitting here. Oh, I'm sitting here and watching this game and agonizing right now.
Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Bye,
Joy.
Joy.
See you,
Bye,
Joy.
If you want to make fun of Zaz if they lose, I don't think she's going to be in any mood. It's nice to see you guys that this still hurts you, that the sports cynicism hasn't swallowed you up. Me and Wilbon
Are the Heat are the only thing that currently lets me feel anything anymore. However, I'm re-entering a very interesting space, Dan, because Mason is going to be in the NFL next week.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
going to be nuts when you're watching him in
He's
the NFL.
getting drafted
Oh, wow.
in either the
Congrats.
first or second round next week, and I'm going to re-enter the space of being emotionally. I've been emotionally attached to college football, obviously, for the last 4 years, but when he gets in the NFL, I'm gonna have another team.
Joy, what if he's a Patriot?
Then I'm a Patriot fan.
Whoa.
I like that.
Joy,
It is my blood. This is my blood.
I get it. I get it. Most of the time,
Yeah, red, white, and blue, baby. Okay,
oh man, damn.
America, Revolutionary War, and tea in the whatever. Like that's what we're doing. Tariffs.
Tea and whatever. Tariffs.
All right. No poke. What is the non-vaccine thing? No jab. I'm all on it. It's me. No, I'm really excited for him. But yeah, that's the Heat are the only team that still hurts me. But whatever team is gonna be that.
Well,
all right, Joy, love you.
All right, love you guys.
The
Thanks,
game is
Joy.
tied. The game is tied.
Fine.
Oh, and 1. There's no foul there.
All right, bye guys.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Wilbon,
Joy.
we got to get your television. We got to get all the TVs linked on.
I know. I'm seconds behind.
Yeah, Dan, you got to pause for a few seconds, I think.
Okay. Am
I
I the
know.
only one? I'm the only one ahead of you guys?
I'm at
Oh,
7:54,
they're just falling
53,
apart
52. I got the
You know
clock
what's-
stopped at 7:51.
You know what's weird? 7:51. You know what's weird about this is that people actually are making noise in one of the worst sports cities in America, Atlanta. They're
Yeah.
actually into it. They're up. They're passionate. They're doing something other than being impressed by themselves. Atlanta's a dreadful sports city where they have empty seats at big events, all the time.
Oh, fuck.
This is trouble. This is trouble. Wilbon, you're going to stay with us? Do you have to be anywhere? Or you're going to hang
I
out with us?
do. I got to be somewhere, but I'm gonna
Oh.
wait.
Oh.
Let's stay through the timeout. I've got to go to. I made a dinner reservation tonight here in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey.
Yes. He's behind us. Sedano, are you ahead of us? I like
I
getting
know what's
everybody.
happening. Yes, I'm trying not to give it away. Yes.
You're
So
doing
is it? But as we look forward, for those of us who don't have a dog in this race, isn't Miami a better threat to play Cleveland?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I mean, we don't care about Atlanta. Ooh, that's a totally lucky shot. We don't care about Atlanta, Cleveland, do we?
And no, it's more interesting. Wilbon, I don't need to tell you. Sedano will tell you this. It's all more interesting if Miami's involved. Sedano can sing the poems about what this team has been for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. And then if you just look at pure basketball, they've got two bigs in Ware and Bam that can play against Allen and Mobley. Or at least you can match up size-wise. And I feel like they've played close games against Cleveland. Terry Rozier in their last game literally had the ball trickle off his hands twice in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that they could at least make it somewhat competitive. I think Wilbon, what would you say? I think Atlanta would get swept by Cleveland.
I do too. In part, because so much, George, you know this, because so much of this experience in the playoffs counts for so much. That's the reason that there are people who still have doubts about OKC, because they sure as hell ain't anything to do with talent, depth, coaching, ability to defend, diversity of attack. It has nothing to do with anything strategic. The only box that doesn't get checked is experience, and that to me that means more in the NBA playoffs than any other postseason. We see teams in the postseason in other sports who haven't done jack pop up and win the whole thing. You don't see that in the NBA. Not you don't ever see it.
Yeah,
so
it's very rare. I would agree. Yeah.
It's the balance, right? Like there's a talent gap and then there's an experience gap, and the bigger the talent gap, you can overcome a lack of experience. But if the talents are somewhat comparable, then the experience kicks in big time.
Huge.
Because it's all of it's a lot of it's muscle memory. It's a lot of it is just recall of situations that you get when you played or you coached a zillion of these things, and especially for teams that have done deep runs, that you just can't turn it on. That's the thing for me. Houston and Golden State, I'm really interested to see, because Houston's vets are Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, wholly unreliable, and Steven Adams, not really an offensive, not an offensive guy,
not really
and
playing
may
all
not
that
be
much
on the
either.
court. May not even be out there.
So now you're saying I want Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Şengün. None of these guys have even played in the play-in before.
Right.
This is the biggest stakes they've ever played. And on the other end of that court are killers who, Vietnam vets with the hashes on the side of their helmets of how many giants they've slain. So even though Houston's a better team, I think, I don't know, man. I really don't know if they can overcome that.
And Wilbon, you guys were talking about this today on PTI. I saw it from the hotel. Amen Thompson did an incredible job against Steph Curry, where he held him to 3 points.
As you guys know, they're the Rockets players are they're like trapeze artists. They are flying all over the place. And sometimes, like when I looked at the Warriors lose those 3 straight home games, and they lost to San Antonio, and they lost the last game to the Clippers. They struggle against that. Now,
size,
maybe an athletic size, maybe it's more manageable in a game where Steve is going to use timeouts differently in the playoffs. That was a back-to-back that the Warriors lost. They don't have that situation. They've had a couple days of rest. So maybe, but I'm looking at it like you, George. I'm like, man, really? Does Golden State have enough to overcome what seems like Houston's going to seem athletically like they're on a power play every time down the court?
All that piss and vinegar, that's the stuff that works against you in the playoffs. When everything is a cerebral play, and you're just operating off of this, and not only that, but like the confidence of we shut them down. We did that. It's a different animal they see on Sunday, right? Or on Saturday. And the other part of this is, guys, I saw this when the Kings played the Warriors. The Kings had beaten the Warriors a bunch of times that regular season a couple of years ago. They played in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they get to that game 7. And when Curry starts going off, you could see it in their eyes. It ceased to be, our opponent's having a good game. And it turned into, oh, man, I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, I watched Curry do this to the Cavs. And now he's doing it to me.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling when
the shot I wanted. That's the shot I wanted. I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's the face of Heat basketball for the last 15 years. And he's hurting.
He is hurting right now.
It's still a lot of time.
Wait, guys. Zaz has not said anything for a very long time.
There you go.
Zaz has been silent for a very long time. Zaz is now full on suffering, guys. We're 5 minutes out, and I don't want to ignore that Zaz is full on suffering.
Down one. It's okay. Down one. Come on.
No, Zaslow, you don't have your confidence.
I gotta
Zaslow.
go, guys. I gotta go do a game.
All right, Sedano. Yes, we didn't need all that.
Love you guys. I'm good. Mike, I'll see you on the road somewhere.
Yeah, we could have done.
George, I'll see you next week. I'm coming. I'm coming west. I'm going to hang out in California for about a week.
That's bullshit.
Just going to those 3 series.
We could have done without that pomposity. I've got to go to an actual game. Get out of here. Never wanted you. Never wanted you here. Get out of here.
I got to leave anyway. Danny.
See you
later.
later.
By the way, why am I the only person who still calls you Danny?
You are legitimately the only person. You are the last one. We also wanted to get you out of here on this question. Would you go to Amin's funeral?
Oh, Joe, come on now. Amin's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. But...
see. Oh,
so what a bad note to leave on.
Mike, I'll see you. I'll see you Tuesday for game 2.
Absolutely, see you game 2.
Yep.
Whether Dan likes that or not.
Oh no. See you later, Wilbon. Oh no.
Dan, you got to pause your TV for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe you don't want to pause it. maybe Zaz, maybe you want to turn your TV off, man. Oh my God, dude! Dan, you missed it. You stepped away. You stepped away, Dan, and there was a timeout where they came back from the timeout. They had the audio of Quinn Snyder talking to the team, and he was saying, "There's 2 things I'm really excited about." It's like, hey, we're starting to get into our flow, and we're starting to get stops. And we're figuring out how to guard these guys.
No, but this is what happened. This is what's happened to them. They're worse. They're the worst in late game situations because they can't score. Like,
dude,
this is exactly where they get fucked. Like all season, this is where they get fucked.
Yep, I've seen this movie before, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you're depending on Andrew Wiggins. You want to win in Atlanta with Andrew Wiggins?
Are we going to do the Patino game? The Heat said it'll get us players if we want to stick around.
Man. No, I have a very strict rule. We don't do
it. I don't think they'll do it if they lose.
We don't do it for play-ins. We don't do it for play-ins. You got to make the playoffs to get a Patino game. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's just the way it works, man. Look, hey, when they first announced the play-in tournament, I hit up Tim Frank, who's a VP with the NBA and the media relations, and I said, so what happens with all these records and points? He said, none of them count. None of it all just evaporates. This is not real. It's just to determine who's the 7 and who's the 8. And then once he said that, I knew that means you don't get a Patino game. These aren't even real games.
I'm going to need
Trey Young's 5 for 17 or trailing in the 4th quarter.
Dude, he's 5 for 17 every game. That's not how they win. That's the thing that, like, the Hawks haven't been winning because of Trey Young is offensively amazing. The Hawks have been winning games by being incredible defensively, and then he just makes enough shots.
I got to be honest.
Heat legend Joe Johnson in the crowd.
Yeah.
Zaz, I got to be honest with you.
Woo! Needed that so bad.
When Amin asked you earlier in what we were doing, when Amin said to you, I don't know, are you national? The fact that Mike Wilbon and Joy Taylor left, not caring one whit whether you win your bet or not, 4 minutes before we get to find out, could not care less about the stakes of that we've surrounded this particular thing in. Look at Amin. Oh my God. Okay. I got to get caught up with you guys again here. I don't want to give anything away. Get me caught up again. Where are you on the clock?
Where are you on the clock?
For 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Do I keep doing this? 10?
No,
yes,
stop.
keep going.
All right. Bam just got a rebound. There's
okay,
4.
that's enough. Thank you.
Oh, man, I'm at 357.
All right, yeah, we're even. We're good then.
Okay.
I'm a second ahead of you. We're good.
All right. Oh man, you can hear the silence of everyone. Before we all chatting and making jokes and telling stories, and now
come on. Woo! Yes.
Big shot.
All right, within 1. Come on.
Big shot. This is man, it's crazy that Dan, as intense as this feels, there's another level of intensity above this.
Which is what?
I mean, which is when you get to play in the playoffs.
Nah, they know what's at stake for me here. This is as big as it gets.
This is the biggest. I mean, this is the biggest Heat game that Zaz has ever seen. This game has the greatest stakes for him, and he's in trouble.
Get in there.
Ooh.
Wow, big shot.
All right, now there we
best
go.
Player on the floor.
Best player on the floor. Best player on the floor. I mean, he just said, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?"
Is that a debate?
Okay, no, I guess I
go ahead. A debate. I would say Bam's the best player on the floor.
Okay, whatever. He's on my team, so it's
okay. You really backed down from that argument very quickly there.
It's okay. I'm not going to argue between two guys I like. It's okay.
Oh man, these
are stakes. These are legitimate stakes.
This is so fun, man.
I love it though. Like this is my drugs. I love the way it makes me feel. I love the agita. I love the anxiety. I love this. I live for it. It's my drugs.
In my pre-NBA employed life, I was a huge Knicks fan, and like there was that stretch in the '90s, in the late '90s, where like every single playoff series went to 7 games, and every one of those games came down to like the last possession.
It's the best,
dude. It's the weirdest feeling because you're miserable. And then at the end, you feel so alive when you come out.
We've had this argument for 15 years. Was it fun? And was it fun? Yeah. Was it fun? No, but this is the thing.
When the game ended.
But that's the thing. Those are not the same thing. Like the roller coaster of fear is what makes it fun. But if you ask people, like right now, you're not having fun, Zaz. Like
my son just came in the room, by the way. My son is here, who is obviously wanting to go to the Pearl Jam show. So
get him in here. Let's see.
Hey, he's not.
I'd love to see it.
Clothed.
I would.
Zaz, let me ask Zaz this question, Dan. Let's just assume the Heat win this game. Would you rather they have won it by like 40, and this whole thing was just us chit chatting, or would you rather they win it like this?
I'd rather they win like this. Of course, like this. I told you this is my drugs. I love how.
How's that?
Yes, that was a clean block. That's
not a goaltend. That wasn't.
No, it's not a goaltend.
That looked like a goaltend. How was that not a goaltend?
All right.
Tyler Hero needs to do a better job of mixing up pace.
All right, everybody, calm down. Let's get a good shot. Everybody, settle down.
He still hasn't figured that part out. Who was it that was trying to make the Devin Booker comparison the other day?
Come on,
Book is a master, just like making you play at his pace.
Oh yeah, come on, Tyler, knock it down. You got it.
Oh wow! You want to talk about lucky shot?
9-0 run. Come on, you ain't got shit, Trey Young.
Oh,
That's
good
exactly how I would have done that with my body. Exactly how I would have done that.
Oh my God, this is a great game, guys.
That's
huh?
a good game.
Zaslow shitting himself. Zaslow shitting himself.
Come on, Tyler. Get in there.
Big
That's how you play basketball.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's hear it, Zaslow. Let's hear it. What are Heat fans saying right now, Zaslow?
That's how you play basketball.
Oh, that was his steal. Oh,
I need a game winner from Niang.
good pass.
Look at him, like yo-yoing the
Wrap
Heat.
around.
Look, he's tricking him with that pear-shaped body.
Oh.
Oh.
You know what they call him? You know what they call Dyson Daniels, Dan?
No,
The Great Barrier Thief, because he's Australian.
that's good.
That's a good nickname. That's a good nickname. I feel like we're starting to come back out of it. We had a bad era of horrible nicknames, and now we're starting to come back. Some of these names are good again.
I mean, the best. The best basketball nickname ever is.
Oh, the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney.
I agree. I disagree. No, I say Andre Kirilenko being
AK-47.
AK-47 when his uniform up.
Yep, big shot. Dan, did you know that not only is his uniform number and his initials,
That's a
but
foul.
He is born in the same town as the creator of the Kalashnikov. They're the same hometown.
And he's a Russian weapon, like AK-47, and he's a Russian weapon. Like you can't do better than that.
But also, like, for the guy that invented the weapon to be from your same hometown.
No, that's correct. Oh, Tyler. Oh my God, here we go. Just Zaslow's face. Zaslow's face. If I had camera work right now, I'd be in his nostrils. Oh my God.
Niang, you gotta pop that one.
Niang! Niang!
We gotta clip all of this for Monday.
Niang!
Woo! That's my dog, Haywood Highsmith.
That's my dog.
Get out of you.
Niang had the three-pointer. He puts it on the floor, which he never does. Drives, up fakes.
But that's
a little bit short on the little jump play.
I mean, you were right there saying he didn't want to take the three you needed him to take there. He didn't. Him giving up. I mean, this is where the experience stuff. Like that guy's shooting 9 threes a game. He's bounced around the league. He is absolutely out there to shoot threes. And what he just did in a big moment, he said, "I'm going to put the ball on the floor," which they basically don't want him to do much of ever at all.
That shit, Dan. Like people overplay it and they overthink it. They confine it to the star players. But man, in these moments, everybody has to be a killer. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks, man. Like, and whenever you get in these situations, that's why guys. Again, going back to Golden State. Like, I know Moses Moody will take that shot. I know that Kevon Looney is gonna take that layup when he catches it under the rim. Like, I know these guys. I trust them because they've done it, and it's not a big deal for them. And sometimes the guys are.
I will say, I mean, like I remember, first year in the league, awfully early, Tyler Hero would come down the floor and make sure he was taking those shots for the Heat. What Niang just did there, like other basketball players are watching what just happened there. And your specialty, Niang, is you're there to make threes. You chose the lesser shot that's worth less because you shit yourself.
So the assistant GM of the Hawks is Kyle Korver. That's a shot Kyle Korver doesn't even think twice about taking. Oh, yeah. I think this game's over, guys.
All right. Come on.
Well, wait. Why would you do that? Trey Young's going to try a three from half court.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just make 2 free throws. 14, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, you got to make your free throws. 14-9 left. Got to go fast if you're the Hawks. Oh, it's not even. No, they had a foul to give. All right.
Oh, all right. All right. Here we go.
That's all I want. I want just the face. I want to.
Oh, the Great Barrier Thief.
What perfect timing. It was like listening to Jim Nantz at the Masters. You just told us the story. The great.
Oi, that was so close.
Yeah.
Come on.
Good decision.
All right.
Good decision.
Smart time. That's a foul. There you go.
Very smart. Yeah.
Very smart. John Morant didn't do that the other day. Very smart.
I hate to say this, but I need overtime.
No, come on, man.
I
my
don't need that
family's
shit in
like,
my life.
I literally walked in off a plane and went straight to my room to do this. My family's like, what's going on, man? Did we get to see you at all?
It's not an adult.
90%. This is the jinx right here. 90% free throw shooter. He's 4 for 4 on the day.
Oh, come on. Trey Young's not even looking.
Yep. First one's good.
They got timeouts. You're going for 2 here. You're going quick 2.
Score as fast as possible, whether it's a 2 or 3. Just got to score
they have
fast.
2 timeouts. They'll go for 2 if they can. Come on, Tyler. Come on.
Oh man, you could cut the tension with
there it is.
The jinx. 90% was perfect. Was 5 for 5 on the day.
They could lose at the buzzer. That Trey Young can kill them from half court. Zone in on him. Get in there good. These are the stakes, ladies and gentlemen. For one shot, if you are just joining us now, live on a broadcast we should not be doing, that was tried, David Sampson, that tried to stop. Let me try that again. Let me try that again.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm tired, man. The tequila's been good. And thank you for doing this, guys. It's been fun. Live on a broadcast with the greatest stakes of his life, Jonathan Zaslow, the greatest Heat fan there's ever been, who is also a broadcaster and has 2 rings. He has been loud and obnoxious for 15 years. He was certain the Heat would win tonight. He said a bunch of things this week he should not have said about that confidence, and he put the night of his life on with his son. He put on the line a night of his life with his son, Dream Band Pearl Jam, 2 nights, both nights, against working for free for Meadowlark Media for the entire hockey playoffs, an indentured servant, essentially. His wife is going to be furious. The stakes are these.
Zaz.
He is in trouble.
They just showed the montage of all the game winners Trey Young has hit this year. He's hit quite a few. He's number 1 in the league in game winners. Oh, my God. This is the worst possible
Oh,
setup.
my God. No, it's the best. It's the best. It is the best. Here it is. Zaslow, don't back away from the microphone. Get close. Get as close to the camera as you can, Zaz. Zaz, I'm sorry to do this for you. It's what we're doing. Yep. You got to get as close. No, Zaslow. This is look at him. He's going to throw up. If this is going to be a shot from half court, he's going to throw up.
All right, here we go.
They're going to go
Young is the trigger man.
It's got to be 2, right? You got to go for 2.
Oh, here we go.
Foul
on the floor.
Okay. All right. Very good. Smart foul. Smart team.
What do you think here?
Now 6 seconds to go.
Now they got to go for 3.
No, hold on a second. Let me ask you this question. Trey Young just made it clear just a second ago that he was not going for 2, that he wants to win this game at the buzzer. If their season's going to end, do you think he's going to let somebody else be responsible for ending it? Like, he's going to try and get a foul. Yeah. He's going to try and get a shot. There's not anyone here who's going to take the shot other than him, is there?
The conventional wisdom is that when you're at home, you go for the tie. When you're on the road, you go for the kill. But like you said, Trey Young is a guy who has a flair for the dramatic. I'm sure, obviously when you're number 1 in the league in buzzer beaters, there's a reason, right?
No, but I'm asking you in the thinking process of right now. I know what the math is, and I know what he should do or get fouled. Right. But I think Trey Young's going to want to say, our season ends here on a shot I take. I finished it.
In a crazy way, Dan, the defense is going to dictate it because it's 6 seconds to go. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to be, probing and dribbling. He's got to go fast. So, yeah, that probably is going to lend towards a 3-point attempt.
How do you guard him?
Well, they got Davion Mitchell on him, the man that they call off night. So that's a good start. If I'm the Heat, I trap. I send a
He'd have another foul to give, by the way.
No, that was the first in the last 2 minutes. Now this one.
You're right. So why doesn't it say bonus up there? You're right. That's weird. Okay, you're right though.
Zaslow, stop shitting yourself. You've forgotten the rules of basketball because you're constipated.
Well,
but to answer your question, Dan, I'm trapping him and I'm trying to make him give up the ball or have to make a shot above. Right here, you're gonna switch everything. Nope. Okay. He's got Wiggins on him. Got some length. Oh, he takes it to the hole.
Oh.
layup made. 1.3 though.
Damn it.
1.3. Got a lot of time on the clock. That's a lot of time to get a good shot. You don't need a 3. You don't even need a 2 if you could get fouled, although I don't know if the refs are going to call it.
I mean, he wasn't going to let anybody take that shot. And if you have to go, I do want you to be with your family. I do. I know that we've used you too much tonight.
It's 1.3 seconds. Like I'm not.
No, I'm saying after that. I'm saying if it goes overtime, if you have to go.
Overtime. If your dream comes true and we get an overtime.
Well, but come on. You knew, look, Trey Young is the only person who's going to take that shot. Nobody touched the ball. They just threw it. They threw it there, and no one touches the ball. And when I asked you who was going to defend him, not championship defense by Wiggins.
And actually ended up hurting them because they forced him into the backcourt, so it gave him opportunity to get downhill and get to the basket.
Yeah.
What do you want here, Zaslow? What do you want? What's the play you want? What's the call you want?
I want Tyler Hero to get the ball. Yeah, let Hero take the shot. I mean, it's probably not gonna be a good look. Although they're probably gonna try the thing where they screen and try and get Bam at the basket. Spo loves that play.
You want me to call Riley and ask him how he's doing?
They'll call.
See if he looks at his phone. See if.
Oof. Wow. Tension.
You think I should FaceTime Riley?
Don't
No.
FaceTime Riley.
No?
Oy.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Don't Dan. I care about you, buddy.
Such a dumb thing to do.
Dominique Wilkins looking stressed.
I can't say it was a butt dial.
Damn it.
This is tough.
There we go.
Wiggins.
There we go.
Bonus basketball.
Yeah.
This is look, they just said they just said the same thing there. Bonus basketball. Look at Zaslow right now. We have further stakes here. I need to find other people to call. Hold on a second. Windhorst was going to join us and said that he was on a flight. I'm going to try him again. Go ahead, Amin. Get out of here. Unless you want to stay. Would you like to stay with your family, or do you want to see this to its conclusion? Or can we have it be exactly what you said earlier? You're not a national guy. I don't care about your bet. And then slowly out of the room, Wilbon leaves, Joy Taylor leaves, you leave, and I leave. And it's just the face of heat. It's just him watching the game by himself in a room.
Like at this point,
I think we should do that. I think it should just be that. You and me should just go to bed. Fuck this. Come on, it's a playing game. I don't care anymore. I'm tired. Let's just go.
There's a part of me that's just fascinated to see what actually is going to happen. So I'm with it. Hold on. Where's?
All right, let me see who I can get to come join us for the last 5 minutes of this. Zaz, do you have any preferences? Boog was going to come on with us, and then all of a sudden I get a text, "Hey, having drinks." So I'm like, okay.
You can try him again.
No, I'm
Who
like,
else? Give me another name.
I thought you wanted to do "This Is Your Life" with Zaslow. We're going to do Sedano. We were going to do Joy. We're going to do Boog. Boog, he's a national guy. You're not a national guy. He's got no time for you. I'm texting Windhorst.
5 more minutes. Who else from ESPN? Who else from ESPN can we get?
This is going to ruin your family.
No, they're fine. Because I'm watching the game anyway. So it would.
Where's Israel?
Oh, that's a good question. Get Izzy. Get Izzy.
5 minutes.
Oh, I meant to call Eric Reed earlier and ask him to do it, and I forgot.
You can't ask him to do it right now. That's crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very crazy to ask Eric Reed in overtime to come on. Man. All right. Gotta do 5 minutes of this shit.
What do you mean? This is the great stakes. Look, this is the perfect scenario. Look at what happened tonight.
Because they blew it.
No, what
You blew it.
Look, I don't think people want this to end. I think they would root for a 4 overtime game. I think they would want. I would think that they would want this to be one of the great basketball games played of all time, so that you could just be living and dying. Because for all the joking we're doing around here, I mean, I don't know what you would care about this much, but like, I don't think there's an earthly gift that I could give Jonathan Zaslow that he would value more than Pearl Jam 2 nights good tickets. Correct?
And also the Heat winning.
Well, no,
right?
but the Heat winning, I can't give him a greater gift that can be given than that. Can I?
Pearl Jam?
No,
yes. What's the greatest gift someone could give you?
That's by far the best gift. Yeah.
It would be backstage passes to Pearl Jam, right? That's the only way.
Like that's nice, but like going to the show is what it is, you know? It's
You're telling me to meet Eddie Vedder and all those hundreds of other names that Juju read.
Okay,
the other day.
Yes, it can be better. We're not disputing that it can be better. But does Zaslow, do you understand? I believe that Zaslow did very bad math. That is a big one. I believe that Zaslow did very bad math on how much money
That's what my wife was telling me.
This is going to hurt him. 3 months of salary working for free for us, not fooling around, working, like doing the hockey show with Roy, having to work during the playoffs, to be running around the way we're running around every day. Like it's thousands of dollars. Like, it's a lot of money.
Woo! That's my dog. I told you Davion Mitchell's good.
You did not say that.
Told you.
That was not a thing that you said.
You actually asked the question.
Travel.
You asked if he good.
Everybody sees that's a travel.
I don't understand.
An easy call.
I don't understand how you were the one who brought up the question of whether or not Davion Mitchell is good.
I don't want to come off like a know-it-all. That's why I ask it in question.
Is Dockich available? That's a good question, Twisted Kister. Get Dan Dockich on the lines.
Shoot that shit, Tyler. Right in his eye. Mitchell. I told you that's my dog!
Another one. Oh, my God. That's got to be cool for him.
That's the way you do it.
That's a foul on a layup.
Oh.
Of course it is. That's my
Big
dog
ball.
right there. Davion Mitchell. That's what I'm talking about. 2 straight threes and draws a foul. Oh, yeah. Dude just looks like Heat culture. I mean, look at that.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Tough call. Tough call for Atlanta. Whatever. Take it.
Yeah. He sold it, though.
All right.
This is not a great situation here. This is not the payoff I needed.
Well, I mean, we got the payoff. I think now this is all gravy. This is all so Zaslow could be a good dad.
No, it would be pretty great though if they blew a 7-point
lead. Yes. Yes.
They got a 9-point lead, Dano.
Yes.
That's going to be hard. Yeah.
Just be solid.
No, I think we got the payoff. We got the tense clips. Oh, big shot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. All right. Come on.
Chat, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see Zaz crushed and defeated? Or have we gotten the payoff?
Come on. You got to make that.
Every time he takes that shot, I get so upset.
As opposed to like going up stronger, you mean?
Yeah. Like who on the floor is there to dispel him from
come on.
Not so fast, my friend. Now Trey Young trying to guard 90 feet.
Blowing the Davion Mitchell game.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. This is an amazing game. This might be the best playing game ever, right?
It's flamed by the best playing team ever. It's flamethrowers. sick is it going to be when a 10 seed makes the finals? All right. Let's go.
This is the good shit, Zaslow.
Oh,
That's the good defense. There you go. All right. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
D up again. D up again. Okay. Get a rebound. Motherfucker.
by the way, I love the idea that Kelly Ware had this incredible first half, and he hasn't sniffed the court.
Hasn't
in
played.
40 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's 20 years old. They're not playing him in
No,
those
they
situations.
definitely can't trust him in these situations.
I mean, it's
But-
literally Davion Mitchell who is playing instead of him right
Yep.
now.
Yep. Crazy.
All right.
Crazy.
We got to jump it up, guys. Got to jump it up.
I feel you more relaxed right now.
I mean, we don't win this jump. It could become a one-possession game with a minute to go. I'm not that relaxed.
You're not going to win Levert against Hero.
Why not?
Got to steal that shit. Come on.
Gotta steal the tip.
There he. Yeah. Ah!
Easy.
Oh, look.
You guys saw who the Levert.
Yes, Tyler.
He's no Casanova. You guys see who the lead ref is, right? For this
Ed
game?
Malloy. Ed Malloy.
Ed Malloy.
That's a small lineup they're going with, man. That's why those offensive rebounds are all there.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Hawks are going small too, so they've both kind of. Hawks have a 5-out lineup out there. He do too, I guess, because technically, I guess Bam shoots threes now. Davion Mitchell. Ball up top. Up 6. 50 seconds to go. They're trying to get Tyler here. Nope.
Oh, look at
4
this.
on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. 2.
Oh, he rebounds. Oh,
my God.
yes. What
Trey
a
Young.
game he's having. What a game.
Man, that was sloppy with the basketball.
Come on,
Trey.
Bam.
Come on,
Give it to
Davion.
Bam.
Woo! Forever will be known as the Davion Mitchell game.
The Davion Mitchell game. Also, the Josh Christopher Pants game. What is up with his pants?
3 threes, draws the offensive foul,
Dan.
offensive rebound. It's my dog. That's a dog right there, Davion Mitchell. That's a
Dan.
dog.
I've only had one experience as a connected alum trying to secure a prospect. It was Josh Christopher. Landed him at Arizona State. He came to the studio.
Right there.
We were shooting the jump. I talked to him. I talked to him on the phone.
Hold on a
Couple of times.
second.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what Davion Mitchell just did. Like this, so he gets traded and he's one of the league's what did they say? Top 8 perimeter defenders, and they're trading for him simply to no, I'm not going to say simply to
win their
defend
playoff games.
This was not
It's not a playoff game. It's not a playoff game. This is a bookkeeping.
He did. You know what? That is where the Heat season, this disappointing Heat season is, that at the end of all the things we've been talking about for years, why did the Heat trade for Davion Mitchell? So that Pat Riley could win a play-in game where the statistics are not kept. None of this will be remembered. Zaz said this will be forever remembered as the Davion Mitchell game. This will not be remembered as a playoff game by history's record books.
Where were you during the Davion Mitchell game?
Many years from now, there will be no record of this. You're saying it's forever known as the Davion Mitchell game. I'm saying history books will not record it as a playoff game.
You will ask Heat fans 10 years from now, and they're going to know what you're talking about.
Then history books will not record it as a game at all. There's no record.
So you're telling me that we called this the biggest stakes that there have ever been around the Heat game for Jonathan Zaslow, and you say there's no such thing.
Somebody open the doors. A draft in here.
Dog, he doesn't want to be here. This is not a familiar place to George Niang.
Call timeout, Spo. Let's talk this shit over. Call
George
timeout. You guys-
Niang has wandered far afield. He's gotten lost on the way to basketball nirvana. He stopped in on a playoff game that's not a playoff game, that history will not record as a playoff game. And this will forever be remembered as the day that George Niang, in front of everybody, just shit himself.
What a night. What a night. What
He
a
could have
night.
taken,
Hey,
taken the
Zaz-
3 that ended this in regulation.
Yep. Zaz, what's happening to the Hawks?
I
What
mean,
are the
you
Heat
know what's
doing?
happening to the Hawks.
What are the Heat doing to him?
I mean, I don't know. Am I allowed to say it? I don't know. I think we all know what's happening. We all know. We know. We know. You know.
Am I allowed to say it? I mean, a troublemaker to the very end, tired of talking for 3 hours, instigating, rolling a grenade across the floor for no good reason, lounging like Don Bailey for 3 straight hours. That's not going to go well for his back, having been on a flight at his age. He's gonna be sore in the morning.
Amin, are you first
No.
class?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Zaslow, you got to say it.
Well, can we wait till the game's over?
Okay.
I mean,
No.
be a horrible moment otherwise.
No, I don't. And then all of a sudden, it wouldn't have been the Davion Mitchell game anymore because, of course, we're expecting, after everything we've said, for George Niang to hit an amazing 4 threes like Reggie Miller in the last 18.8 seconds.
Oh my God. You see Cortez is telling us at the arena the other day when the Heat blew a 4-point lead with 10 seconds left that they played Pepas and the team lost. That's a disgrace.
Oh,
They're not-
Oh, yeah. The
Yes,
Hawks have given up. They've given up.
uh,
You know why the Hawks have given up? They got that ass took. That's why.
That's it. Goodbye, gentlemen.
What
A very disappointing ending. A very
Bro,
no,
damn.
Night.
no.
Enjoy the
I,
show.
I wanted
Oh.
Zaslow's free labor.
Oh,
Tell your
Thursday
wife
night,
right now.
Pearl Jam, Hard Rock Live. Look at that. Those
No.
aren't 2
Zaz.
middle fingers. Those are 2 championship rings. What that is.
No.
Zaz, tell the wife the money's back on. The spigot is
She's
turned
actually
on.
right here. Tam,
Yeah.
we're getting paid, baby. We're getting paid. We're getting paid.
This did not work out at all for me.
That's right, baby. That's right.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to leave and Amin will leave. But Zaz, I would like, if you don't mind, to just beam for a few minutes by yourself. Just enjoy. You can say whatever you want. Be obnoxious Heat fan. Your season lives for another day. You've got the Pearl Jam tickets. Congratulations. A giant victory. I'm proud that you're going to be able to enjoy this with your son. A wonderful night that we enjoyed with you. Thanks to Prime 112 for sending over some steaks. It was lovely. I didn't eat any of it. A bunch of people came over. My wife texted me and said there are a bunch of people who live in this building who are just eating steak. Thank you. Good talking to you, Zaslow. And just there it is. Yes, very sexy. Yes, he is dancing. He is happy. They're interviewing Tyler here. Yes, I'll see you later. Goodbye.
There it is. The Miami Heat in the playoffs, greatest playing team of all time. And on top of it, you were able to see they were given a little bit of extra efforts. And that extra effort, they knew, word got to them, what was on the line tonight. Not the playoffs, Pearl Jam tickets, both nights, right here. And when we work, we get paid. This is two ways we're going to remember this game. One, some people are going to remember it as the Davion Mitchell game, but others, real ballers, know this was the Zaslow game.